Hello, what's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to ya all. Good to see ya. 7-year Dylan on our Super Will reindeering, Typhon the Raging Goblin, Super Will again, Seamzos, how is everyone tonight? Hopefully everyone is having an amazing week, a great day. Welcome. Hey, Alicrome, what's up? How are you? So today, we're adding this. I'm still really enjoying Standard. I don't know why. I know some people are kind of down on the format. I am still just like having a ton of fun playing this format. We're adding a Standard to try a couple of different decks. We're mostly avoiding Meathook Massacres. One of our backup decks might have a little Meathook Massacring, but I really want to try this Naya tokens deck. Tokens they got a lot of support. I don't know how it's going to line up against the Meathook Massacres. Maybe that's a concern, or maybe they're the solution to the problem. Maybe the reason that Meathook is so good is no one has tried just running out a bunch of small tokens into them. Maybe that is the solution to the Meathook Massacre problem. So this deck just looks really sweet to me. We got like Ginny Face to make cats and dogs off of Arlens and Jayas. We got Sarah Paragon to get her stuff back after it gets Meathook Massacred. We can pump our tokens. We can make treasure tokens. So this looks really fun. So that's deck number one. We're going to start with Naya tokens. Hey, what's up, Betty Bud? How are you? Good to see ya. Mekeli? Oh my goodness. Mekela. Welcome. Good to have you at the stream. I got smashed today earlier by this Windgrace Jund deck. So I tried to find a list that was similar to it, and it looked pretty interesting. I know it's got some black cards in it, but really this is not a super black heavy deck. There's like a Meathook Massacre. Otherwise it's like Cruelty of Grix. There's one Shieldred, Windgraces, Shigekis, Teachings of the Kirin. And I played against someone who just like, they kept playing the fetch land. They played the fetch land turn one, and then Windgraced it back for like 5 turns, and then just cast a bunch of Titan Industries. It seemed really good. So that's on the backup list for today. We also have the Domain aggro deck that's just really wild. I have no idea if this deck's gonna work, but I kind of want to play Rith. We haven't really played Rith yet, so I want to see if Rith can actually do anything. And this is like the super aggro version of Domain. Maybe that is the solution to the Meathook Massacre. So that's a plan for today. Jumping around, checking out new standards, starting with Naya tokens. Swig for 0. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. I mean, yeah, I've been really enjoying playing Standard. Like, most of the games are just really interesting. I know you play against Black a lot, but I feel like there's a lot of decisions that matter. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of close games, a lot of long games. We have a new donation, Spice Lord MTG, $3.69. Nice. I had a dream the Siege Rhino got reprinted in Dominaria United, only with new art and in Teamer colors. You were excited about 8 Rhinos on Arena. I have weird magic trees sometimes, like opening every chase rare in a pack, but they're fake in the store won't refund. Magic dreams they're the best dreams. I mean, you could argue that they did reprint Siege Rhino in Dominaria United, except it's mono black now, and it's called Shieldred the Apocalypse. I think that comparison's actually not that far off, although it doesn't feel like Siege Rhino to me, although the way it plays out is kind of Siege Rhino-like. So thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Also, my God, before we get into this, these decks are absurd. These Warhammer decks, I'm like literally blown away at how good these decks are. Maybe I'm going too far, but I'm gonna say I think these might be like the best commander precons they've ever made. The one that they spoiled today, the cards in this deck are just so sweet. Like Biotransference, 4 mana enchantment, it's a black enchantment. Creatures you control are artifacts in addition to their other types. The same is true of creature spells that you control and creatures you own that are on the battlefield. So in your library on the stack, on the battlefield, all your creatures are artifacts. And whenever you cast an artifact spell, which is artifacts or now creature spells, you lose a life and make a 2/2 Necron warrior token. That card's so good. This thing, no, not this thing. Where's the combo? The infinite. Where's the infinite piece? The infinite card, I'm not even seeing it on here. The 6-drop with infinite in the name that has all the abilities of all the do we not even have it on the site? Why can I not find this card? Has all the abilities of all artifacts in the graveyard, is just like, there it is. Tazin the Infinite, 6 mana 4/6 Death Touch Necron. As long as it's on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all artifacts in your graveyard. That's just like a 1-card combo piece. Out of Tombs opens up some sweet combos. Beating Upkeep, put 2 Eon counters on it, mill that many cards. If you draw a card where your library has no cards in it, instead reanimate a creature. If you can't, you lose the game. These cards are so amazingly... they're just so good. They're so good and so interesting compared to a normal commander precon. So I'm like kind of blown away at just these Warhammer precons. So it's weird that they gotta be another IP to be this good. I wish the Magic ones were this good and this interesting. I wish they were all this good and this interesting. I don't want them to like make the Warhammer ones worse, but oh boy, could you imagine if, here's my question. Let's say that Wizards had to print half the amount of Commander precons. What if they did like every other set or like 2 times a year or something, but they were all this quality? They're all like new art with crazy cards, a ton of new cards. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer what we get currently, which is like a ton of precons, but a lot of them are pretty ignorable, honestly? Like, they have a couple of good cards, and like most of them are reprints, but most of the reprints aren't the reprints you want. They're just kind of like filler reprints with a little bit of new art here or there. Personally, I would rather have less precons and have them be this quality, and even pay a little bit more for them if I had to, than just have like a million precons, but have them be like medium quality, medium amount of art, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can tell they put a lot of effort into this, and it doesn't, this probably sounds bad, but it doesn't always feel like that with the normal precons. Sometimes it feels like the normal precons are fine. I'm not trying to bash them. Just compared to this, like, this shows how good a precon can be. This shows that you can make Commander precons. They have like all new art. They have really interesting designs. They have powerful cards, but maybe hopefully not broken cards. You can do that. That is possible. That is a thing that is within Wizards' grasp, because we're seeing it in front of us right now for these Warhammer decks. So it would be so sweet if all of our Commander precons were of this quality. Like, oh my goodness, it would be so cool. So I'm hoping that maybe we see that in the future, but can't have that when we have like 20 precons a year. I mean, I think that's the problem. The focus is on quantity over quality right now when it comes to Commander precons. Idea is more. We got to print more. We got to have 2 every set, 4 every set, or whatever. So we got to print 20 precons a year. I would rather see 10 precons a year or 5 precons a year and have them be really amazing, rather than 20 precons a year and have them be like, okay, then let's do, this one's not for me. This one I kind of like, whatever. I'll ignore these ones. Hey, what's up, Duga? How are you? Good to see you. You're too kind calling the regular precons medium. I mean, the regular precons, I do think that medium is a fair description. Like the ones that we got for Baldur's Gate, Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, there were some sweet cards in those. We got some sweet new commanders. We got black market connections. Like, there is good stuff in those decks. But overall, there's just so much quality in these Warhammer decks. You can tell that they put a lot of work into it. Thomas Fitzoa, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop for you. Thank you. I'm doing well, Teddy. How are you? When I used to do 1 set a year, it was a massive deal when it came out. Yep. I think that plays into it too. Like, in the early days, Commander precons were special. We got 1 set a year. Everyone would get hyped for them. Everyone was like waiting for them. And it was like a really big kind of celebration of Commander. Now they happen so much, it's kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't even care. Also, why we're ranting. All right, let's do our reminders and talk about this deck, and then we can rant why we're going. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Yesterday, we did some Joe-ing for Against the Odds. Oh, we did the Against the Odds poll. Karn is pretty popular, so because of Karn being popular, I started messing around with Karn today, just like doing a little testing for the future. I gotta say, it might be slightly better than I gave it credit for. I'm not gonna say it's good. I'm not gonna say it's good, anything like that. But in the right deck, with careful brewing, it might be possible to make a Karn deck where Karn is actually good. I think I'm gonna go that far. It's not a planeswalker that I think is good, but it's not the truth. Karn is it's not the truth. It's still not the truth. But it might be a little bit better than completely unplayable if you're willing to build around it. So we might have some Karn action coming in the near future. Oh boy. This is the first time that I started testing a deck, and I was like, oh, please lose, please. Please, can we just go 0-5, Magic Gods? Can we mulligan a little bit more? Will you stop giving me these functional hands? We need to lose here, or I'm never gonna hear the end of it. WenCube, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 3rd month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thanks for bringing so much positivity and joy into my long workday. Also, Karn Silix is insane against Mono Black. Ooh, I gotta try some more Karn Silixes, apparently. Welcome to the Fishbowl. G. Armicello, how are you? Good to see you today. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. They got Dominaria United. They got this thing, whatever that is. You can't see the name of it for some reason, which is interesting. But Carlash. You can get a Carlash if you want a Carlash. And whatever else you need, even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one. They'll hook you up. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmat, good way to support the stream of the channel is like donations. Always appreciated, never required. $2 or more, get your message read on stream. All right, so let's talk about this deck. This is Naya tokens, and this is a deck I'd really love to be good. No black cards in sight, so very different than what most people are playing. What is the plan of the deck? We're making a bunch of tokens. We have Gallic Reader can make tokens. I mean, I guess the big payoff is probably Ginny Fae. Ginny Fae, if we make a token, we make a 2/2 cat or a 3/1 dog instead. So as we are making like treasure tokens, or Teachings to the Karn tokens, or wedding announcement tokens, or Fable and Mirror Breaker tokens, if we have Ginny Fae, we can be upgrading them. The other part that I think is interesting in this deck is the Planeswalkers. We got Jaya makes prowess tokens. We got Arlen can make wolf tokens. Again, all of them can be upgraded. If we got Ginny Fae, they can be pumped by our weddings announcement. So basically, efficient token stuff that goes pretty wide, pumps, deals a bunch of damage. The question is, can we beat a Meathook Massacre? Like, are we just setting ourselves up for the blowout if our goal is to be like, let's run out a Resolute Reinforcement and make 2 bodies, and then let's follow that up with a Fable the Mirror Breaker to make a 2/2, and then let's follow that up by Giant and make a 1/1, and then everyone just Meathook Massacred everything away. So, yeah, Arlen was hyped when it was spoiled too, but we haven't seen. It's interesting. The only place I've seen Arlen is in werewolf decks. Like, that's been the one place, and it hasn't even actually been in tier 1s. Honestly, what happened to werewolves? Why is werewolves not a thing? Werewolves still have some really powerful cards. I wonder why werewolves do not see any play in standard. Is that just another deck that can't keep up with the black decks, basically? What are your thoughts on Mage's Attendant to try to counter in board wipe? So Mage's Attendant, I think the challenge is that it's in kind of a cluttered spot on the curve. I think Mage's Attendant is cool. If I was going to build budget tokens, I would probably consider it because it's only an uncommon. A 3/2 that makes a 1/1 that can maybe counter something even if it's not super efficient, that's not a bad effect. The challenge is it's competing with probably our most important card, Ginny Fae, or the card that we're built around in Ginny Fae, Fable the Mirror Breaker, which is just like busted, and then Wedding Announcement that's just like busted. So it's close to being good enough, but not quite good enough in a non-budget build, I don't think, to build it to beat out the other things in the 3-drop slot. So, reason for the Jund fetch in the mana base or the night. Wait, oh, I think that's just a mistake. It should. I mean, I guess actually. So, yeah, it is. I think just a mistake. What is the name of the Naya one? But yeah, I think the Naya one should be just strictly, Cabretti Courtyard is just strictly better than Riveteer's Outlook. All right, there we go. Even when Toverlair flips, he can't win against a 4/5. Yeah, maybe werewolves are just not big enough. Oh, so chat, here's the other thing. Here is the other thing. I don't know if you saw this. The Arena Championship is coming up. Are you trying Clerics and Pioneer? More Pioneer and Modern is on the way. I've started, usually when new set comes out in rotation, we focus so much on Standard for a couple of weeks. We're getting to the point where we're going to see some more non-standard stuff filtering through in the near future. I haven't tried Clerics and Pioneer yet, though. Mono Green. Ooh. Mono Green looks sweet. It's funny that Mono Green just has not gotten anywhere in the standard. It's got a lot of good pieces. I guess it just struggles with all the removal that's going on. Tameo Safekeeping, maybe that's a good answer for it. Now let's play first. So chat, I don't know if you saw this. The first Arena Championship is coming up. Arena Championship, this is like the Arena Pro Tours. These are big things, $200,000 on the line. And I was getting excited. September 24th and 25th, it's happening. Coverage, the whole thing, Pro Tours coming back. So I was reading about this, and I was like, oh my God, it's Alchemy. What is Wizards thinking? We just had standard rotation. The most exciting time in the entire year for standard. We don't have any new alchemy sets, and for some reason they're featuring alchemy in this. Oh my goodness. I'm blown away. I thought Wizards learned something over the last year of like just scheduling things at the worst time with formats that people don't care about, but apparently not. Steamstress, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super duper, thank you. As much as I'm not a... Alchemy's not for me. As much as alchemy is not for me, I understand that when standard is dead and stale, Wizards is going to feature it. Especially since... Yeah, let's start with this thing. Wizards is going to feature it, especially since they are very invested in it. Like, Wizards has they have a motivation to try to make alchemy work. So, I get that. Even though alchemy is not my thing, I'm not gonna be like, you should never do it. Because I think from Wizards' perspective, they have to do it. But how can you do alchemy right when you just had standard rotation? Like, the timing of it is so awkward. So yeah, that's my rant for today. I don't know what they're thinking. Alchemy Championship last time was super hyped though. That's true, but that was during like super dead old standard. It was not standard rotation. My issue, like I'm saying, my issue is not that they're featuring alchemy in a tournament. They're gonna feature alchemy in a tournament. Like, for better or worse, that is what's going to happen. The thing that drives me crazy is, like, this is the time for standard. Like, the peak, the pinnacle is rotation. That's, like, the freshest standard can possibly be. So I don't know why they wouldn't feature standard now and then, like, a few months from now when everyone hates standard and it's boring and stale and they have a new alchemy set. They're like, oh, let's do alchemy for this one. And I would probably still be like, alchemy, whatever, I roll. But I would get it. I would understand it in that case, but... What's your advice for trying to build a collection on Arena with a low budget for standard? How do you feel about draft? I think that's what it comes down to. I think that draft is the best. Let's get rid of this Shieldred. We can get rid of Shieldred. Play a Golly Greeter. And I guess just pass and... Oh, boy. Grow it, I guess? All right, no Meathook Massacre. No Meathook Massacre, please. I think the best way is to... Okay, Soren, that's not a Meathook Massacre. I think the best way is to draft it. Ooh, another wedding announcement. I think the best way is to draft if you enjoy drafting. Unless you're really, really bad at draft. Can we attack here? If we attack, we just lose. Hey, I guess we gotta pass again. Ugh. These wedding announcements are doing work, but I would like to be drawing some cards. Grow the Golly Greeter. Make a treasure token. Flip. Pump the team. No meatballs. No meatballs. Opponent cashes in the Soren. Plays even more Sorens. I mean, frankly, coming back to Magic and seeing alchemy makes me want to leave again. So... Alchemy's been pretty controversial. There's no wow. Wedding announcement. Tribal. Well, we're going to attack enough to at least draw a card here. Although we should probably attack the Soren. Attack Soren, attack Soren. Get some triggers. I guess we could have attacked with the... Wow, opponent just lets it go. All right. Well, draw some cards from our wedding announcements. In my opinion, this standard is pretty open. Lots of different decks and brews are viable, so as long as you keep in mind certain popular cards. I have been greatly enjoying the standard. Yeah, I think the standard's super fun. Well, all right, Teachings of the Karen. Mill. Gain 2 life. Go to combat. Big attack. Big attack. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Sure. Make a token. Grow the Gala Greeter. Come on, wedding announcements, Mother Frogger. Yeah, wedding announcement's pretty good, although we're facing down a lot of flyers here. Bona drops to 18. Play the land. Draw a couple cards. Oh, opponent needs removal. This Intrepid, oh, they got removal, but they spent it. Dead. This should be enough, right? We can kick this thing a bunch of times. Opponent combat. Gets in, hits us. Opponent's gaining a bunch of life. What we need, if we can draw Lantern Flare would be huge. Now, cycle the Garden. Teachings of the Karn, Gala Greeters. Okay, how do we do this? Counter on here. Opponent's at 22. We can pay that 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. I mean, this has got to be lethal, right? This has got to be lethal. It's got to be. Pay. The one of fun of? Make him huge? Smack you mono black? Maybe we can. Maybe we can be mono black. Hey Seth, I've been trying to brew a deck around the new Danatha using reconfigure creatures as disposable blockers in the early game that can be reanimated by Danatha. It also has a couple of Karns, since the Power Stones can be used to pay for reconfigure costs as well as casting them. Would you be interested in taking a look? I'd love to take a look. I've been messing around with Karn as well. We got him. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Oh, so I think I figured out the way to make Karn good. Can you guess? There's one specific card in Standard. It's also a card that people have been asking me about playing a lot, and a card that I like a lot from Dominaria United. There's one card in specific that I think can form the foundation of a good Karn deck in current Standard. Yeah, that's how you beat Meathook. You gotta hope they don't draw him. As long as your opponent doesn't draw the Meathook, you're good. Easy mode. Not Timeless Lotus, no. Karn Silex, no, that just kills all of our Power Stones. Is it an artifact prison deck? So I will tell you that ramping into artifacts is basically a tramp right now. That might change in the future once we get more big artifacts, but there's really just not good big artifacts to ramp into. There's not really big artifacts to ramp into, even bad ones. There's just not big artifacts. Ooh, Joda. Onikal Anvil is very good, but that's not the card I was thinking of. It's I think the synergy is Braids. I think the best thing you do with Karn is you make the Power Stone, sack it to Braids. Your opponent probably doesn't have an artifact. They take 2, you draw a card. You do that every single turn, and then you can throw in other synergies for. That's where like Onikal Anvil could come in. Other synergies for artifacts entering or leaving the battlefield. The 2-drop like Dragon Fire or whatever thing that when an artifact comes into play, it gets counters, and then you can sack it and deal a bunch of damage. I think that's what I'm thinking. Is that's probably the. Oh boy, we should be sideboarding. That's what I'm thinking the best synergies probably are. That's my guess. No Shieldred, I don't think. I mean, you could play Shieldred because it's busted, but I don't think Shieldred actually like super synergizes with it. I guess it would take advantage of the cards being drawn. The 40k decks, we were just talking about them. I think they are the best Commander decks Wizards has ever made. And I hope we see more like them. I hope more of the Magic theme ones become like them. They're so good. The art is all fresh. And new. Well, there's a Tenacious Underdog. And the cards themselves are powerful. I think they are so well done. Way better than I would have expected. Well, let's see some Danatha action. All right, opponent ticks down. Hits us. Well, we drew a Plains at least. Yeah, let's just get down the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Danatha A. Okay, so I like the idea of using Danatha to get back the equipment creatures. I think that's a neat idea. How has it felt? Like the deck looks interesting, and I could see Danatha being a pretty sweet payoff. Well, I guess we're discarding Beseju. Opponent passes. Oh, well, discard Teachings of the Karn. And we really want to land. Discard Teachings. I guess Intrepid Adversary? Well, we gotta land at least. So play the land, play Gallagreeters. Play Fleeting Spirit, trigger the Gallagreeters, make a treasure. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think that's a super neat idea. Yeah, wedding announcement I'd like to get down this turn, hopefully. I kind of want to get some bodies on the battlefield. I wouldn't mind Father. Alright, we'll take it. I think we need to get some bodies on the battlefield to just slow our opponent down. They have a lot of pressure into Liliana. So if they take up Lily, oh god. Well, okay, yeah. Do you see any docksides in the Warhammer cards?
Drop it.
Well, alright, go. Wedding announcement, I guess. Well, flip the saga. Gallagreeters. Wedding announcement. Make a dork. Grow the Gallagreeter. Pass the turn. I don't see any docksides. I do see some very powerful cards. I don't see anything that's a format staple, I would say. I think if you look at Warhammer and look at sure. If you look at the Warhammer cards, I feel like there's a lot of really interesting, what I would call archetype staples. Cards that in the right deck are going to be really, really good. What makes Dockside in cards like It's So Busted is it's really, really good in every deck. And I guess we got to kill this. It's really, really good in every deck. And that's where it becomes problematic, where it's just always very strong. Ooh, Sarah Paragon. Oh, that's actually really bad. No white mana. That's a problem. That's a problem. Yeah, no attacks. Oh, and our opponent gets to flip. Oh, no. Well, we'll make the treasure, but I'm not feeling great about that. I've beat this deck a couple of times with my Junkiki pile. Tenacious Underdog. Opponent goes attacking. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Exile down to 8. Yeah, whatever. We'll go to 1. 1. Do you know, are they printing Magic versions of those cards? Tenacious Underdog with Liliana is so good. Are there going to be Magic versions? Yeah, I guess we had to chump to stay alive, but there was no... I mean, we were nowhere near that game being competitive. Hey, what's up, Lots of Spaghetti? How are you? Hey, Seth. I did some number crunching today. Found out that there are... the vanilla creature appearance has been slowly declining for some time. In fact, for the first time ever, no vanilla creatures in Standard. We were talking about that. How are you feeling about this? Is the era of vanilla creatures over? I wouldn't say that the era of vanilla creatures are over. Honestly, is there any reason we need vanilla creatures? Like, is it a bad thing? My initial, someone asked us this because I didn't see all the numbers. I did see a post on Reddit about it today. I didn't have all the numbers that you've been breaking down, which is really interesting. But I had seen that there was, how do we sideboard against this deck? Maybe this is a Squee matchup. Squee at least keeps coming back, but then it gets eaten by, maybe we try Squee and Fleetfoot Dancer? Sarah Paragon, opponent has so much graveyard hate. So, what is the reason we need vanilla creatures? The best argument I've heard for vanilla creatures, for us needing them, is simplicity for new players, essentially. Like, if everything is super complicated, maybe it's going to be difficult for new players to keep a grasp on those cards, which that makes some amount of sense. But really, like, is Magic made better by a vanilla grizzly bears existing or a vanilla hill giant existing? I don't know. When I think about it, they just seem like cards that they're not very interesting in general, and they're not very played. Like, even in limited, you'll play them as curve filler, but no one's excited because they got a grizzly bears. No one's excited because they got a hill giant. It shows new players why cards are good or not. I mean, I can see that. Like I said, I think the best argument I've heard is it's necessary for new players. And that could very well be true. Like, maybe there is some upside in having some number just for the new player thing. Tenacious underdog. Well, I think it's Ginny Fey time. So we play the land, Ginny Fey. We make a treasure. But that's actually going to be a hasty cat. And that's going to grow the Gala Greeter. Why is our hasty cat tapped? Oh, it should have been a dog then. Okay. A tapped hasty cat. That's some good magicking. Opponent. Oops. Gonna go attacking. No blocks. Oh, Fable the Mirror Breaker too. Well, play the land. Play Fleeting Spirit. Make a treasure. That'll be a dog, which is also tapped. Counter on the Gala Greeter. Pass the turn. No meatballs. No meatballs. No meatballs. I mean, what do you think, Jet? Do we need vanilla creatures? Opponent. I mean, I guess the other side of the argument is if vanilla creatures are important, putting a random vanilla creature into the deck is not a big deal. Like, add a grizzly bear to a set. Add a hill giant to a set. Like, add one or two to the format just so they exist. Like, if we do think they're important, that seems easy enough. So this is legendary. Well, how do we want to do this? So we can squee attack. That's also legendary. But they have the hearse. We do need to get in some damage here at some point. Yeah, let's play this, unfortunately. Play Squee. Make a treasure. That'll be a dog. Counter on Gala Greeters. Go to combat. Big attack. Make a dog. Gain some life. That's a lot of damage. That's a big attack. I mean, we could just get me hooked into oblivion, but this is pretty aggressive. About it. Gonna block the squee. Or not. Block the squee. So opponent's taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, sure. All right. Opponent goes to 2. Whoa. Could we have won there? Did we have 20 damage? Could we have just flickered this Graveyard Trespasser and hit for lethal? Huh. Maybe we could have. I mean, they could have had removal. They did have mana, but... Opponent. Thinking. Attacking. Eating our squee. Well, I mean, kill your Graveyard Trespasser. Opponent. Do you have the meatballs, or are you dead? Meathook Massacre X3. Well, flicker the Ginny Fae. Stuff dies. Meathook is such a blowout. Stuff dies. Opponent gains life, but I think we have lethal on the backswing. Is that how you beat a Meathook? Is that how you beat a Meathook? About it. In the graveyard. Sure, that is fine. Ginny Fae returns. We'll make a treasure, but it's not a treasure. That's a dog, and that is the token win. Oh. Watch this deck actually be the solution to mono black. It might actually be the solution. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Oh, could have just saved the Fleeting Spirit. That's true. But Ginny Fae's so sweet. I mean, I guess if our opponent's tapped out, we win either way. We could blink the Fleeting Spirit, discard something, hit for 7, or blink the Ginny Fae. Is Paulo at home worth bringing in? Anointed Peacekeeper? Maybe. So it's a 3/3, so it doesn't get cut down. It can slow down Meathook Massacre, but it still does die to other removal. We didn't have enough mana to save both. Well, that was a pretty good win for this deck, I think. All right, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Go, go, go. Do you know if the 40k Commander decks will be on Moto? I don't. I hope so, but I'm not holding my breath. Palace died. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank ya. Do you just run out the adversary? Probably. Nah. Lifelink or goo? Do you consider the new Baird for the 2-drop slot instead of Spirit, maybe? So the Spirit's just a one of in the sideboard. I think the Spirit is good against... I think it is very good against black decks. Just being able to flicker it out is pretty helpful. So I think that Fleeting Spirit's good, although I do think Baird could be in the conversation. We don't have that many... So we have Teachings of the Kirin that can grow a creature. And we have Wedding Announcement Flip that can grow a creature. I'm trying to think of how many ways we have to actually get tokens out of Baird. Well, I mean, I guess we just Fable the Mirror Breaker Part 2. Keep on churning through the deck. Even without Monkey, do you think that Blood Moon is playable in Modern? Hey, what's up, Magikarp? The problem with Blood Moon right now is it's just very easy to destroy. I still think it's playable, and I still love my Blood Moons, but it is a little easy to destroy. Well, I mean, we gotta kill this while we have the chance, I think. Down to 12. Well, good thing we have these Fables to discard these lands. We are so land heavy. Discard, discard. Play the land. What does Arlen do? Makes 2 wolves. I mean, 2 wolves is probably good. Yeah. All right, let's make some moves. Autumn Jake, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. All right, you're going about it. Yeah, I mean, I could see adding like a Baird. The other thing about Baird is it's legendary. I mean, it feels like we should be really favored. I don't know. We'll see if we actually are. I think we got to block with literally everything. Yeah, we'll see if we actually are favored. You would think our life gain would mean that we're favored. But I'm not gonna lightning strike. Loses the Kaju. We still haven't Arlen. They could have just killed the Arlen with the lightning strike. Wouldn't that have made more sense? Okay, light up the night. Wow, opponent's got a lot of burn. Lot of burn. We'll flip the Saga. Gala Greeter. Pass the turn. Reinforcements at the ready. Hey Zeth, when you consider your the viability of cards, do you count the number of different cards that support it or the total copies of cards that support it? For instance, ooh, that's a big devastator. For instance, with 2 different cards in 4 copies of each, is it 2 cards or 8 cards? Yeah, you would want to look at the total number of copies of a card. Not the absolute number. So not how many different cards, but the total number of copies. So there's a huge difference. Like, let's say you're talking about supporting. Yeah, we haven't seen Jaya yet. Gain 2 life. Grow the Gala Greeter. Take our beats. Ooh, more Gala Greeters. Well, Gala Greeter. Gain 2 life. Copy Gala Greeter. Treasure. Life. Maybe we just gain enough life that our opponent's deck doesn't really do anything. Hit you to 15 past the turn. Back up to 14, undid the entire deck. So for instance, let's say we're talking about supporting Baird again. If you have 1 copy of Wedding Announcement and 1 copy of, ooh, Jaya. If you have like 1 copy of Wedding Announcement, that's going to be a lot different than if you had 4. Opponent gets it, it's us. Well, let's copy Gala Greeter. Gain 2 life. Gain 2 life. Channel Crucible. Get a few triggers. Counter. Treasure. Counter. Treasure. Life. Counter. Here we come. Go to combat. Are we gonna let Jaya live? Is that bad news? Yeah, everything in your face. Do your worst. Wait, what? Why are you pulling out your hair? About it, down to 7, pass the turn. What did we do wrong this time? Elsa Elkisa, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you. Yeah, the first turn copying Resolute Reinforcement, since we didn't have another creature, was probably better. We would have had a 1/1 left over, so I think you're right. The first turn, I think that would have been better. Ooh, Bloodthirsty Adversary. It's not bad. Is that enough for our opponent? Bloodthirsty Adversary, kick it. Kill something? Alright, Adversary. Kick it. Well, maybe we end up regretting not going after the Jaya. Oh? What? Is this just our opponent giving up on life, apparently? Going face. Okay. Oh, whoo. You would have a +1/+1 counter on both Galagrators and a 1/1. Well, the one Galagrator was a fake one, right? Wasn't the one Galagrator the one we made? So it would add I believe. Ooh. Wow, we get knockout blow too. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty set up to play against a red deck. We get to bring in Fleetfoot Dancer, which is a ridiculous blowout. We get to bring in a knockout blow. Do we have anything else that gains life? Not really. Yeah, all right. Run back. Do that again. Yeah, knockout blow's really good. Vegas is coming. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of people trying to get in a game with you guys. How would you recommend trying to play a game with one of you guys? So playing a game in Vegas, the easiest way is probably just to come up and be like, hey, play a game. I know my expectation is probably just be playing a lot of games while we're there. That's normally when I go to an event, that's how it ends up being, is it's just game into game into game. We might be able to, as it gets closer, maybe set something up for a certain time. That could be a possibility if you know you're going to be there at a certain time. Maybe I can try to reserve that time, especially if it was like at the beginning of the day or something. It would be hard in the middle of the day because it's hard to know when a game would be ending. The game before would be ending. But normally the easiest way is just like catch us and be like, hey, you want to play a game? Or if we're already in a game, be like, hey, can I get the next game? We haven't tried Rith yet. We do have a Rith deck, a Rith domain deck, but we haven't tried it yet. That's actually not the worst idea. Maybe there should be a way to spend channel points on getting in on a game, like guaranteeing a game. Ooh, historic gates. Yeah, I do enjoy playing gates. Gates is one of my favorites. Yeah, play land pass the turn. How's historic gates looking? Ooh, the Golos tech. I like it. I mean, this looks a lot like, very similar to Gates decks that I've played in the past. It looks good to me. I've always found Gates to be kind of a sleeper all-star, really. Like, every time we play Gates in basically any format, we do well with it, so. Oh, we hit Mythic with it? Congratulations. We are bravely playing a token deck in a Meathook Massacre format tonight. Happy Thursday to you, Resonant. How are you? Good to see you. Ooh, Squee. Sure. Well, all right, no blocks. Take our beats. Counter on the dork. Play that. Yeah, I think we got to answer the Squee. Is Squee actually good? Yeah, Gates is a sleeper deck. I don't know why people don't give it credit. I guess it sounds kind of like a meme. I've been wondering, how do you come up with the name Saffron Olive? It's a long story that I've told many times before, but
1,000 years and they never learn not to mess with me. Get out there and blaze a path.
but I will tell you the story. Well, I guess we're just Jaying this turn. Oh, it's gonna hurt, but Jaya. Take a ton of damage. Make a monk. Attack the Jaya. Opponent's gonna chump. Well, Jaya Wars. So, Saffron Olive. It's a Nesmed. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. It really comes in three different parts. First, I moved into an apartment in college, and the neighbor that I had there, this old non-vet guy, from the day I moved in, always called me Saffron. No idea why, but he just always called me Saffron, and it ended up sticking and became kind of a nickname that my friends called me. So that's where the Saffron came from. And then we had a band that was called Olive Drab and the Etcetras, and we had a silly gimmick where everyone's last name, kind of like a 60s mod thing. Everyone had the same last name, like we were brothers or something. So it was Olive. Everyone was Olive. So Saffron Olive, and then that became my username on Reddit, which is where I met Richard, who owns Goldfish. And when Goldfish started, it was actually the initial idea of content on Goldfish when I first got there was that it was going to be sort of like Reddit-ish, where we might be setting ourselves up for a blowout here. It was going to be a little bit like Reddit-ish, where anyone could post on the site, essentially. So the username carried over. So I was Saffron Olive MTG Goldfish, and then stuff kind of kind of took off and it became a thing, and people watched my content, and then I was stuck with it forever. Whether that was good or not, it will always be Saffron Olive now. The joke of being in the channel, people ask Saffron, and he'd answer Saffron D's nuts. I don't think I've ever told the D's nuts joke. I watched. What did I watch? Oh, I got the. There's so many streaming services now. I got the. Wow, I can't believe we're actually kind of losing to this deck. It seems like this should be such a good matchup for us. Oh, we're also flooding like to death. We're just dead, right? Yeah, I think we're just dead. Wow, we did not. That was brutal. Brutal. What did I watch? I watched Killing It. I wasn't sure if I was gonna watch it. I was on the fence. But I watched the first episode and I was like, yeah, this is kind of okay. And then I ended up watching the whole thing over the course of a bit. It was not bad. It was not bad for being kind of sitcom-y. It has who was it? Daryl from The Office. I always thought Daryl. I don't know his actual name, but I always liked him. That's the reason that I watched it. Hey, what's up, Shadow Change? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So how do we stop this red deck? I feel like we should just be smashing this deck. Yeah, some of the episodes were meh. Craig Robinson. I don't know many actor names actually. Stargate SG1, yes or nay? What's that? How about, huh? Maybe you should splash back for Kaya. Death Touch seems good in the deck. Kaya. Ooh. Yeah, Kaya. Oh, no. This is the unbeatable hand, except we have no lands. We have, like, so many cards that should just stomp this red deck. But we can't keep this because we can't cast them. All right. Well, we'll give this a try. Oh. I mean, Knockout Blow is something. Oh, that first hand would have been so good if we had another land. Well, play the land. I mean, we're not really a Wrath deck. We're really like a token aggro deck. So in general, we don't want to be sweeping away our own board. Well, run out the teachings. This Knockout Blow should be good at some point. Opponent. Land. Bloodthirsty adversary. Well, no blocks. Grow the Dork. Play the land. Jenny Faye. Hit you for 2. Alright. Alright. Can you kill the Jenny Faye, or do we get to start making real tokens? Aw, opponent, don't look at... Alright. They can kill the Jenny Faye. Ooh, Lantern Flare. Lantern Flare is the secret tech, I think. Play the land. Jaya. Token. Hit ya. We have some really good removal in hand right here. My wife wants to know why your beard looks so soft. Ooh, Chandra Restikill. Do you use products? So, for a long time, I didn't use any products. But now I do use beard oil a little bit. What's the most recent one I've been using? Honest Amish. Honest Amish beard oil. I think it's helpful to use some beard oil once in a while, but I didn't do that for a long time. Hey, what's up, Affinity? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, all right, let's make a monk.
You're no match for my students.
Play the land. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. Make a dork. Opponent. Oh, this is going to be so good. So we get to knockout blow the adversary and then lantern flare the Chandra and get a bunch of prowess triggers. Well, okay, knockout blow. Trigger. This is more like it. Lantern flare. Oh. Trigger. Up to 23 and done. Okay, maybe this deck's actually good. Maybe it's good. Yeah, the more sagas you play, the less things there are for Trespasser to eat. That is true. Maybe this deck's actually kind of good. Mr. Olive, if you make tokens a popular standard MTG deck, I will be forced to auto-include Hitasugu in my Rakdos Grixis deck. Please don't do that to us. Hitasugu consumes all is a blowout against tokens. I mean, wouldn't it be kind of cool if... Hey, what's up, Dragon Archpage? Wouldn't it be cool if Hitasugu consumes all was playable in standard? I only ever see it in, like, modern. It shows up a little bit in modern in sideboards. Tanuki Hero, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super here. Thank you. The Warhammer decks are the best commander decks they've made. I actually think that's true. Oh, we got a bunch of new cards. Since we've looked, what do we got here? Wow, we got a ton of new cards. There's so many new cards in these decks. All right, after this game, we're gonna look at the new cards. There's like 40 new cards. What do you guys think of the decks? Like, what is your overall impression? For me, I think they're like the best that they've done. Like, I really think they knocked it out of the park. So, partly flavor-wise, I think that having all new art's is a really big deal. Having so many new cards is a really big deal. So it's partly that I think there's just, you can tell I put a lot of effort into them. But I also think that the power level is higher than normal. And the designs are more interesting than normal. Like, there's so many cards where I'm like, wow, that is super cool. Wow, we've never seen that before. And it's not just like a card. Like, normally when you have the commander precons, maybe there's a card that you're like, oh wow, that's really neat, that's cool, we haven't seen that. But this is like so many cards that are exactly that. So I think these are just like some of the best decks they've made. If a spin-off of Modern was made that was identical to Modern except for Modern Horizons being banned, what does the format look like? Ooh, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Jenny Faye, make a treasure. Just kidding. Make a treasure. Those will actually be 2/2s. And those will trigger the Gala Greeters to put counters on themselves. And we'll make another cat. And we'll trigger. And we'll gain the life. And Jenny Faye's doing a bit of work. Why are they playing the Celestis? Is this like Bant control? Sunset Revelry in the main deck. Celestis. Should we be trying to play around sweepers? Well, play this. Yeah, I guess we just gotta pass for now, awkwardly. Opponent on tabs. H non-token creature. So opponent's trying to play tokens. Well, all right. I guess we saved the Jenny Faye. An interesting interaction. Did you know that a Mural Mimic with a Brutal Kansar exiles on night and day? Wait, really? So if you have a Mural Mimic copying a Brutal Cathar, it exiles twice. Ooh, wedding announcement's not bad. Wedding announcement. Go to combat. Hit you with the cat. Hit you with everything. Attack. Opponent. Blocks. Sure. Down to 15. Play the land draw card with the wedding announcement. Oh, wedding announcement number 2. Wait, so how does that synergy work? A Mural Mimic with a Brutal Cathar. I'm so confused. Let me look up Mirror Mimic. All right, gonna get rid of the wedding announcement. Wow, has to discard a Wandering Emperor to do it. Sunset Revelry. Well, wedding announcement. Go attacking. Opponent takes it. Draw a card. Lantern Flare again. Opponent. Okay. Strangles our Ginny Fae. Shigeki. Ooh. Well, play a Jaya. Make a monk. Pass the turn. Make a token. Nobody. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super duper. Thank you. Fable of the Mia Breaker. Gonna do another Dominaria draft on stream. Usually we do like one draft stream per set. It's not impossible, but normally we don't play a ton of limited. I think that there's a very good chance that we'll do a draft on the YouTube. I think that's the most likely home for another draft.
Impress me.
Well, do some attacking. I think we'd rather draw cards than... We'd rather draw cards than make tokens, I think. Opponent, Shigeki. Gets a land. I'm working on a super budget 0-rare Wizards deck for Explorer. Ooh. Well, I mean, Fable and Mirrorbreaker, I guess. Run it out. Keep the fun going. Oh, check me here. Oh my god. Well, opponent, hopefully you have a Wrath, and hopefully it's not incandescent area because we got all tokens, and this Jetmir is going to be very bad news. Very bad news for our opponent. Very good news for us. Very, very good news for us. Is there a link to the deck list? Yeah, exclamation point deck should get you there. Working on 0-rare Wizards for Explorer. It's super janky, but once in a while you can win out of nowhere. Is there anything you can do to make my list less trash? Well, let me take a look. Alchemy Vampire, very good, but a bit slow. Well, counter on whatever. I mean, unless this is a removal spell, I think our opponent is going to die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, make a monk. Actually, play Jetmir. Take down on the vampire. Go to combat. Do just a little attacking. just a little off the top. Jano, sure. Well, I guess we kill you too. If you don't want to just die peacefully, opponent, we're gonna have to Lantern Flare you and go to 31. Are tokens good? Yeah, opponent's like super dead. All right, is it Wizards for Explorer? So looking at this deck, ooh. So I will say, so if the goal is to win, I probably wouldn't play Beam Splitter Mage. I have found Beam Splitter Mage to be like a very fun, kind of janky build around against odds style card. But I would say if the goal is to like rank up or whatever, I would probably cut Beam Splitter Mage for another 1-drop, probably get to Lava Runner. I think what you want to maximize is 1-drop, Belmore, Adeliz, cast spells, kill your opponent turn 4. I think that is the ideal Wizards draw. So that would be my advice. I think Beam Splitter Mage, if it's like your pet card and you just love it, you don't gotta cut it because it is really cool and it does really cool synergistic things. But as far as like trying to be competitive and rank up with it or whatever, I think another 1-drop is probably gonna give you more wins than Beam Splitter Mage would. If you just love playing it though, like it is a really cool card and I love doubling things up. It's like a Panharmonicon for your spells in its own weird way. So it is really sweet. But yeah, that's probably what I would do is try to get a little bit more aggressive with the 1-drops. Do we have enough rhinos to make Rhino Tribal in Modern? I don't care if it's good. It would be fun. Maybe. How many rhinos do we have in Modern? I'm going to look. Actually, we should probably sideboard at some point, shouldn't we? So opponent's also trying to play a token deck, I guess? Huh. Token versus token. Yeah, let's bring in a Fleetfoot Dancer, run it like that. In Modern, Rhino. How many are there? There's plenty. Mirrors. How could I have forgotten about Mirror Sigil Sergeant? At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have a blue permanent, you get to make a token of it. It is kind of a neat card. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play this card, but it is a neat card. So a lot of Alara stuff. Rocks. That's not a rhino. Wait, is it a rhino now? Oh, it is a rhino now. It's been updated to be a rhino. Yeah, we could definitely make Rhino Tribal. It actually, like, it might not be that bad. Rox Warmonk used to be a real card. Like, Rox Warmonk, the early game would be, I don't know what we do in the early game. Mana Dorks, I guess. But, like, Dauntless Escort, Rox Warmonk. Good 3-drops. Siege Rhino, of course. Security Rocks, maybe we're, like, Treasure Rhinos. But Siege Rhino, Workshop Warchief, Rocks. There's not only are there enough rhinos, there's enough like decent rhinos that we could probably make a Rhino Tribal deck. Oh, question for you, chat. So I don't know if any of you saw this. There was a deck list someone posted on Twitter that was a 500 card modern deck that was essentially just like all the busted modern cards. Because you got 500 cards, so you kind of just had to play them all essentially. My question when I saw that deck was, what do you think about a deck like that? What do you think about a deck that is 500 cards but doesn't actually have a justification, I would say, for being 500 cards outside of, I wanted to play 500 cards, I guess. Is that like, is it interesting because it's 500 cards? Or are you like, why? Like, I don't get it. Like, well, there's no purpose for this. I'm torn. I'm really torn. I'm torn on if it would be like a fun Much a Brew episode or if it would actually be like just ridiculous because, well, we're going to start killing things. We really would prefer our opponent not to be able to draw cards with their wedding announcement. Jaya's been pretty effective. I still think Jaya is very good. Please play it for Much a Brew. Well, I think they played it on Moto. I don't think it was, there's no way you could shuffle in paper. I don't even know if it'd be legal in paper, honestly. I know, like, I'm pretty sure there's a rule in paper that you have to be able to shuffle your deck. So I think that it probably fails that rule. Oh, Gallagher. Jenny Faye. Make a treasure. But it's a dog. Grow the Gallagher. Yeah, get in there. With the adversary. Gonna block. Alright. Let's see if they got the sweeper. I mean, they don't sweep everything, and we still got double Jaya in hand. About it. More strangling. I mean, maybe we'll have to play it. Just, wow, strangle tribal over there. Well, land. Jaya. Prowess token. Headshot. At least we're gonna stop getting strangled. The fun is over. The official rule is you must be able to shuffle your deck by yourself in a timely manner. Yeah, so with a deck that is that big, I don't think you could do it. Ooh, untap. Prowess. Oh, we should have played Gallagher first. Prowess Monk. Gala Greeter. Yeah, we lost a trigger there. Kill your token. Kill your Jaya. Hit ya. Well, this has been a blowout. Are we getting undefeated with this deck?
Round 2, just let me catch my breath.
Well, I mean, prowess token.
Get out there and blaze a path.
Counter. Hit ya. What a blowout. Wandering Emperor. Oh, that's not going to work, opponent. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Oh, you know what? We should have done. Yeah, this was another, but we should have just killed this earlier. I was thinking we were going to kill the Wandering Emperor, but yeah, we actually would have had lethal there. Oops. Yeah, I wasn't considering that we actually had lethal. I didn't think that we did, but we definitely did. Gotta do the math, even though we're the attacker. Opponent goes after the Gala Greeter. But yeah, that's where I went wrong, is I was thinking we were going to kill the Planeswalker. Well, take up Jaya. Wedding announcement. Prowess. Jaya's been so good. Hit ya. Wandering Emperor. Is it even enough? No. And yeah, exiles it. Up to 6. Wait, you gotta... Oh, March of Other... Okay, opponents fighting the good fight. Goes to 1. We draw a card. They untap. Land and... Can we just ultimate the Jaya? You get an emblem with whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy it. Wow, okay. Yup. Well. Yeah, we don't even want to emblem this. This emblem does absolutely nothing. Yeah, it does like literally nothing in our deck. Well, Prowess Monk. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Watch us lose because of that pun. Our opponent's playing... I don't know what our opponent's deck's doing. Farewell in your token deck is like such a weird idea, but with Liliana getting reprinted, what other classic walker would you want to see in standard if you got to choose? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, Jace would be too busted, right? Jace gotta be too busted. Jace was the first thing I thought, but I think it would be too broken. Oh, Gideon Jura would be sweet. I do like Gideon Jura a lot. Not Jace Living Guild pack. OG Garruk. Yeah, we could use another run of the original Planeswalkers. I'm almost surprised they didn't do that with it being like the 30th anniversary. Like, going back to the original run of Planeswalkers would actually be pretty flavorful. Oh, all right, new card break. There's so many new cards to talk about. These are from the new Warhammer deck. I haven't seen any of them. They just went up. So let's see. These were here before. What do we got? New cards. Night Scythe, 3 mana, 3/1 flying. ETBs, create a 2/2, crew 2. Okay, whatever. Meh. I mean, I guess you're playing a vehicle deck. Necro Monolith, 7 mana, 7/7 flying, indestructible. That is a big vehicle. When it attacks, mill 3 for each creature milled this way. Make a 2/2 Necron Warrior artifact token, crew 4. Yeah, that's probably actually... It's kind of like a CDC trigger, but 7 mana is so much. Necron Overlord, 4 mana, 2/5 Necron Noble. Pay X, tap it, tap X untapped artifacts you control. Target opponent loses X life. Ooh, see, that's how you make Karn good. Tap those Power Stones. Necron Deathmark, 5 mana, 5/3 flash. When ETBs destroy up to 1 target creature and target player mills 3 card. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's very good, right? 5 mana ETB. So 5 mana instant speed removal on a 5/3 body and you mill someone. That actually seems very good. I'm sorry, the Noblest. Yeah, that the mana was a little bit rough. It was interesting to see another take on tokens. Low cost heavy destroyer. 4 mana, a lot of black, 3/2 flying. When ETBs, each player sacks a creature unearthed for 8. Yeah, that one doesn't excite me as much. Hexmark Destroyer, 6 mana, 6/6. Can't be blocked except by 6 or more creatures. Okay. So basically unblockable. 6 mana, 6/6 unblockable. Unearthed for 6. Ghost Arc, 4 mana, 3/3 flying vehicle. When it becomes crewed, each artifact creature card in your graveyard gains unearthed for 3 and oh, that's spicy. So Oh, when it becomes crewed. Okay, I was thinking when it attacks, and I was like, wait, how good is that? Because you're like putting it into play after combat and you're unearthing and it's going away. That seems fun in Commander. I don't know if I can make it constructed, but in Commander, like in an artifact deck, getting back your Solemns and reusing them seems interesting. 4 mana, 3/3 other artifact creatures you control have Hexproof, Crypto Hall, Filleted One, 3 mana, 4/1. When ETBs mill 3 cards, uncommon, through and lifelink. Convergence of Domination. As long as you control your commander, activate abilities on cards in your graveyard cost 2 less to activate. Ooh, what's the best thing to use with this? So this is like reducing activated abilities on cards in your graveyard. I'm trying to think, what's even an example of? Yeah, we're still playing Naya tokens. We're just looking at the new precon cards. What's an example of some? Oh, Unearth. Okay. Yeah. So you're Unearth for 1 if you have that. So in an Unearth deck, if you're playing Cedrus or something, Unearth for 1 is like really good. 2 mana, Chronomancer, 2 mana, 1/1 flying. Pay 1 sack, another artifact. Pay 1 tap sack, another artifact, draw a card. Unearth for 3. Not a bad card advantage engine. 3 mana, 2/1. Canoptech Wraith. Can't be blocked. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3 and sack it. If you do, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards with the same name as the land you control, put them on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Oh, so that's like a twist on Burnish Shard, essentially. Canoptech Tomb Sentinel. 4 mana, 4/3 insect. When ETBs from a graveyard, exile up to 1 non-land permanent. Ooh. Why do they put non-land on so much? The non-land part it kills me. It kills me. Let us kill lands, Watsy. It's not even going in standard. Canoptech Spider, 5 mana, 4/4 flying. When another non-token artifact creature or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control, non-token artifact creature or vehicle. Ooh. All right, draw a card. That's pretty good. When do these come out? These were already supposed to be out, but I think it's the beginning of October now because it got pushed back. Canoptech Scarab Swarm, 4 mana, 1/1 flying. When ETBs, exile target player's graveyard for each artifact or land exiled this way. Create a 1/1 insect artifact creature token with flying. That's probably pretty good. I do think Commander decks should play more Graveyard 8. Climbing would be 3 after some changes. Lost a bit of my side deck. Can you check it out? Yeah, let me see, Divod. What is this huge thing? 8 mana, 8/8. Shards of the Nightbringer. Catan. Creature Catan. Flying. When it enters a battlefield, if you cast it, target opponent loses half of their life rounded up. You gain life equal to life lost that way. Well, that's a combo finisher. There's stuff that just doubles that up and makes it a 2-card kill. Ooh. 2-card Tomb Fortress. EDB's tapped. Makes a black mana. 5, exile it. Mill 4 cards. Return target creature from your graveyard to your battlefield. Activated only as a sorcery. I would probably play. Is that good enough to play as a utility land in black commander decks? Little Kneezy, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. In the War in Heaven, 6 mana saga. You draw 3 and lose 3. Mill 3, choose up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value 8 or less in a graveyard. Return each of them to the battlefield with a Necrodermix counter on them. They're artifacts in addition to their other types. What do you think of the aesthetic of these cards? Yeah, I feel like this is just like amazing in mono black. What do you think of the aesthetic? What do you think of the look? Like the borders and the shininess. One thing that I don't know the game. I don't know Warhammer. everything looks the same. If I have one criticism of this, like, it's weird to me that the land looks the same as an artifact creature, looks the same as in the name of death, destroy all non-artifact creature sorcery. Like, why do they all look, why does the border and the aesthetic all look the same no matter what? Usually, like, a land looks like a land and a whatever artifact looks different than a non-artifact. Oh, Necron, okay. See, I don't know Warhammer, so if it's actually like on flavor with the game, then that makes sense. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pick these up too. They just look so, and those are kind of like the boring cards. So the way they've been doing spoilers is there's been some spoilers throughout the day, and then someone gets the rest of the deck list. So usually the most exciting cards get spoiled individually earlier in the day. I think the most exciting cards are the ones that we were looking at earlier, like Lynch Guard. I think this I would play in like Rocket Robic, getting back all your legends. I think Biotransference is just like super interesting and unique. Out of the Tombs, I think that's going to see a lot of play. Terniz, I think it's kind of busted. Like, so easy to combo with this. I think this will be a popular commander because it's just so simple to make it into an infinite combo piece. The number is Legion. Kind of unique. 4 and X sorcery, create X, tap 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature tokens, then gain life equal to the number of artifacts you control. Exile it. That's not very good. The exciting part is you can cast it from your graveyard. So if you're playing some sort of self-mill deck, the fact that you can just mill this over and get value out of it, that's actually pretty exciting. So I don't know. I think these decks are great. How expensive are they? I haven't actually looked into it yet. Over under on your opinion on if we're gonna get these cards in list. It sounds like no. I thought they said no, and then I asked chat about it, and chat also said no, so I don't think that's their intention, unfortunately. I also wonder how they could even do it. Like, how would they make Necrons, or just like some of these things that don't exist in Magic? How do you even go about doing that? Is it gonna still be a Necron? Is it gonna be a different creature type? Can you have it be 2 creature types? That would be awkward if this was a construct or something. Like then you're like doing weird things to the Magic aspect of it. So I think this is going to be one of those cases where if you want to play with them, you're going to have to play the Warhammer versions. Although I think in general, wow, is Arena dying? It appears so. Okay. Desktop not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at the moment. Let's look at Daifon's deck list while Arena's trying to load. Oh yeah, I remember this one, Daifon. This looks sweet. So what is the Mirror Hole Mimic synergy? If you Mirror Hole Mimic a Brutal Cathar, you exile Daybound or Nightbound? I still don't actually exactly understand why that happens. Wow. Okay, well, we'll see. So we skipped our first turn thanks to Arena against Mono Red. This kind of looks like our budget Mono Red deck. Yeah, this is not a matchup where you want to skip your first turn. That's a pretty meaningful drawback against aggro. Mark Rosewater mentioned in his blog that they would create an entirely unique creature type if they ever did reprint them. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess that's an interesting solution, yeah. I mean, I don't even think we can count this as a loss because the difference between play and draw is just like, skipping your turn sucks. About it, Chandra Dress to Kill. Take it up and pingin', Reinforced Ronin. So if we lose this, I don't think it counts because of the Arena issues. Gets in, down to 5. And we are going to lose this. All right. Fair enough. Discard. Actually, let's discard this. Discard. What is going on, Arena? All right. Nothing selected. 1, 2. There we go. Ugh, yeah, it's not gonna do it. So go to combat, attack Chandra. We're just too far behind because of that arena issue. Play the land. Touch the Spirit Realm. Get rid of the Stormseeker. Would Mardu, Madcap, Gearhulk, Reanimator be good in Pioneer? It sounds like it'd be fun in Pioneer. I don't know if it would. I don't know if it'd be good in Pioneer. The problem is still Graveyard Hate, really. Like, it's one of those decks that if you can dodge the Graveyard Hate, it'll be sweet. But Pioneer is a format where people do come prepared to hate on the graveyard. Well, run this out so we can chump. We're staying alive, but I don't think we're so low on life here. Block the Stormseeker. I don't understand, is the stream title a joke? It's like asking, is rock the answer to paper in rock, paper, scissors? I mean, so far we've been winning. It's been working. We beat a Meathook Massacre. We did, it's true, but it is kind of a joke. It's a tiny bit of a joke. All right, so let's see if the deck's good enough that even when Arena gives us a free loss in game one, can we overcome it? I mean, Gearhulk Reanimator is a super fun archetype. Oh, what do we got, Magikarp? Working on a spicy Korean barbecue chicken with garlic sesame spice blend. Need to figure out what some good additional stuff, like if I want rice or vegetables or what have you. I'm probably going to do rice and tortillas just to make it last a little longer. Maybe some carrots and broccoli for some reason. I don't know if it's worth it. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know about the carrots and broccoli part. That seems like a weird mix. If I was making it, I probably wouldn't go carrots and broccoli. Although that sounds very tasty, Magikarp. Maybe I should go Black Splash for Kaya. Death Touch seems good in this deck. I wonder if Kaya could be worth it. What else? What else would be gain from going into black? I feel like just Kaya is probably not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth the cost of splashing. Creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. End of turn. I don't know. I mean, I guess the Death Touch could be nice for getting through like a board stall or something, but I feel like Kaya, you really want to maximize the second ability. I think that's the calling card. You got to be able to do something powerful with the one-shot doubling season, and I'm just not sure our deck does it enough, unfortunately. Yeah, Kaya Rocket Dropic sounds super sweet. That I could definitely see. Well, let's run out Intrepid Adversary. See if they kill it. We got so much life gain. Will we find it? You could play Meathook yourself, then use your tokens to burn your opponent down. Maybe that's the way to play tokens in this format. Although, really, like, the deck's been working. We're, what, 3-0 right now? And we might lose this match. But, again, Arena's fault. Yeah, black is pretty strong. Bonnet, throw burn spells at our creatures. Discard. Well, play a land. Ooh, Painful Jaya. Make a token. Pass the turn.
The experience will do you good.
A Thundering Araju. Alright, getting in at the Kaya. I mean, that's fine. We get to block.
You lack sizzle.
Flip. Tick up Kaya. Play the land. Play the teachings. Touch the Spirit Realm. Touch the Spirit Realm to reset the sagas is pretty sweet. Being able to, like, flip the reflections back around or whatever. Yeah, Jaya's been a sneaky all-star. No, they're Thundering Raju. about it. Getting in, growing the dork, block the Raju, block the Raju.
I fry twerps like you for breakfast.
Well, okay. Kaya. Jetmir.
Get out there and blaze a path.
Etcha. Where's our life gain? Where is our life gain? Opponent's drawn so many Rajus. At Sushi. It's the Jaya.
Now you can tell everyone you beat the Jaya Ballad.
Well, wedding announcement. Trigger, trigger. Oh. Yeah, attack. We gotta go attacking. We gotta draw the cards. We need our life gain. Opponent blocks, drops to 13. Gonna draw cards, I'm sure. Jaya and a Ronin. Well, okay, Gala Greeters. We need more to go with it. Jonathan Snow for the 55th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big thank you. Jaya, Ronin. Opponent goes attacking. No blocks. Down to 9. Oh boy. That's a whiff. Play the land. Go attacking. Eat the dork. Gain some life. Opponent blocks.
Well, aren't you pretty?
Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Oh, boy. Bad time to draw the Lions. I'm Nixless and Dreadfast Demon. I lost to a Dreadfast Demon one time, which was interesting. First time I ever saw it, and the opponent actually won with it.
And blaze a
Hey, what's up, Billy? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Opponent Chandra. Planeswalkers are stacking up. Does some pinging. Runs out the Ronin. Goes attacking. Well, I guess we got a block now. Please, a real card. Oh my goodness, Reckless Impulse. Land and play with fire. Plays the land. Play with fire. Oh no. This is the nightmare. This is the full nightmare. Well, touch the spirit realm. Trigger, trigger. This isn't what we needed, though. Get rid of the dork. Kill Jaya. Hit Chandra. We need a top deck or we're dead. Come on, deck. Come on, deck.
We have nothing left to discuss.
That's not a top deck. All right. Well, we're at 1. Hey, what's up, Spray Dragon? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Opponent, Chandra. Mountain.
Come on, Chandra. Think of something.
And okay. Had lethal. So, why don't we cycle? Oh. Well, our one loss comes to Arena. That's disappointing. Could I interest you in a Grixis Aristocrats deck? Got plenty of answers for show. Ooh, let me see. I haven't seen Grixis Aristocrats. I still don't even know if we count that one on the record. We did lose the second game fair and square. The first game though, that was Arena. Do you count the Arena bugs towards the official record? Also, a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you get them over at cardkingdom.com. Grixis Casualty. I do like all the sacrifice synergies. Lots of good stuff to kill. That looks super fun. How is it played for you? A loss is a loss, just like a win is a win. It's true. What was the Arena bug? Arena crashed, and by the time it reloaded, it had passed our first turn, and our opponent had played their 1-drop and attacked us with it. So we basically skipped our entire first turn. Flame Phoenix, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Thank ya. Hey, what's up, Shimmers? How are you? Good to see ya. What's the one deck you wish worked in Standard but didn't? Ooh. I mean, so far, most of... There hasn't been too much that I felt like hasn't straight up worked in Standard. I don't know if there's been anything for this Standard that I've just, like, given up on. Yeah, I mean, Sulkanar was pretty bad. But I don't know if I actually wish that it worked. I mean, I guess I kind of did, but I thought Sulkanar was bad, so I don't know. Karn, give it time. Karn is still in process of working. It'll get, it might actually get there, shockingly. Somehow. Now, play a Jano. Jaya. Token. Yo. I think the Karn actually has a chance to be good. Welcome to the Fishbowl, Octi. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you. Eldraine Knights, old Standard, I definitely wish Eldraine Knights worked, and it did not. I was proved very wrong on that one. Blood Tithe Harvester Tribal. Well, flip the Saga. Play Arlen. Make some wolves. I mean, we're making a lot of tokens. We'll see if we... Meathook here is going to be real painful if they have it. Pass turn. Hope that they don't. Tap land decay. Yeah. You got a Meathook? Soul transfer. Okay, that's also annoying. At least they had the thing that was doing the least of the two. Well, let's actually draw a card with Jaya. Well, I guess we're taking a Ginny Fae. Gala Greeters. Ginny Fae. The deck makes so many bodies. It's like, the deck is sweet when you don't get Wrath. Yeah, Greasefang in Standard is just lacking. It's lacking some support to really be effective, I think. All right, opponent, your go. No attacks. They have a 3/3. We can't beat a 3/3. Hey, what's up, Snowworm? How are you? We're still tokening. We might switch it up. We'll see. We might switch it up and try Windgrace. Or Domain. What would you rather see if we switch it up? Windgrace or Domain? Cruelty of Yix. Sure. Have you thought about doing anything on how Karn can pay for Shigeki and other channels? Ooh, I haven't. Oh, they just reanimated our Ginny Fae? Okay, well, in that case, I guess we gotta kill your stuff. Head the Ginny Fae.
Out of the frying pan and into, well, you know.
Go to combat. Attack ya. Make a treasure. Lantern Flare. The Corpse Appraiser. Opponent taking a beat down from the tokens down to 7. Hey, see you, motherfucker. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, there's a Sulkanar. Opponent kills the Gala Greeter. Well, I think they die, though. Tick down. And dead. Domain is spicy. I do want to see if the Domain deck works. Yeah, the Domain aggro deck looks wild. It does look... It looks so weird. Do you enjoy MTGO or Arena more? Do you think that MTG will fade away? Ooh. So... I have a very high tolerance for Moto. All right, we'll try Domain after this match. I have a very, very, very high tolerance for Magic Online. For me personally, I enjoy both of them, but I'm very comfortable playing on Magic Online, and it has more formats. So I think overall, if I had to choose one, you're on a, a desert island and you can only have one for the rest of time, I would definitely choose Magic Online because I don't mind how it looks and how it plays, and I really appreciate all the formats that it has. Wow, it's a string of consonants. Turkleviz, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub. Thank you for your subscription. Big super trivia. Thank you. So yeah, I would probably say that. As far as will Mono go away, or will Magic go away? I don't think so. What did you think? Did you see the Disney cards? What do you think of this Lorcana game? Like, Moto does have full 4-player commander, yeah. That's what we do the Commander Clash series on. That's over on the Commander YouTube. So yeah, it does. And also the thing that Moto has that people are starting to catch on to, but the biggest upside is the card rental programs. The card rental programs they're so helpful. Like, it's a really, 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 really huge deal. If you're someone who's like disappointed in the arena economy, I think that the rental programs pretty much solve that. Rusty Venture in it wiggles. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super review. If you're ever someone who's been like, oh, I wish I could pay like, $20 a month and just play whatever I wanted, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, that's essentially what you can do on Magic Online with the card rental programs. You really do just pay so much a month and you have access to literally every card from Legacy and Commander up through Standard, which is just, it's so helpful. So that's the other thing. Like, there's no way I could make the content that I make on Arena if it had all the formats. It wouldn't be, I don't think it'd be possible financially. Like, with what it costs to get all the cards, if you had to get all the modern cards and all the legacy cards and all the commander cards, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. And I do this for a living. But with the card rental programs, it's actually a relatively easy thing to do. Well, Fable the Mirror Breaker. About it. When are you cracking the collector booster box? Ooh, I haven't. Is there a collector booster box? I didn't know that there actually was one. I was thinking about playing Standard this season, then I checked my bank account. Yeah, it's not the cheapest Standard. Well, I will have to look for it for the collector box, and then we will get it going. Yeah, last time I checked my PO box, there wasn't anything there, so I wasn't sure you were actually sending one. Well, Karpoosen Forest, go. Well, I will look for it. We'll get it open for you. That'll be sweet. I'm glad I enjoy, and I'm fairly good at draft. Otherwise, Arena would be unplayable. Yeah, draft definitely helps. Like, that's kind of the hack, I guess, to try to make it a little bit more functional. Well, lighting announcement. Opponents, all about them counters, apparently. Teachings the Karen. Mill some cards. Pass the turn. Alright. About it. Yeah, elves. I saw an elf deck in Standard. It is a thing someone did. There's not that many elves. If you just take and play every elf that exists, you can make an elf deck. I don't know if that's enough to actually make a successful elf deck, but boy. We're doing the flood thing here, aren't we? Well, cycle a trio, main phase. Oh my god. Well, play a Jano. There, go attacking, I guess. How about it? Blocks. Well, pass the turn. May go on one. Oh, clerics are also kind of lacking in Standard. There's still, like, there's enough clerics to make a deck, but I'm not sure. When I've seen them, they're kind of just, like, more or less pretty aggro. There's not a lot of sacrifice synergies anymore, which I think is is going to be the challenge for building around the Sack Cleric thing. Yeah, they lost a lot at rotation as far as the Sack Clerics. Well, flip the Saga. I mean, I guess we... What do we do? What do we do? Well, Anointed Peacekeeper, I guess. Well, we're naming the Meathook Massacre. pretty sold on that one. And yeah, I guess we pass and make a token. Didn't get to do much drawing with that wedding announcement. About it, flipping their sagas. Thinking Brothers War is going to bring a lot of tribal stuff. Yeah, I know it's going to be artifacty. Wizards has kind of already mentioned the idea of it being an artifact set. Opponent gets in, makes a treasure. Well, I guess we kill that. I think they're trying to set up Solkanar to kill the Anointed Peacekeeper. Bloodtie the Harvester. Sure. Oh, but it passes. So many Lantern Flares. Well, I mean, go to combat. Do some attacking. Eat something. Grow it. See what our opponent does. We might have to Lantern Fail where you wouldn't mind. Wow, they're just going to take it? Wow. Okay. Well, in that case, pass the turn. That worked out pretty well. Opponent's going to flip the Saga. Well, Lantern Flare it. Oh, dead. Gain some life. Make our opponent spend their mana so they can't Meathook Massacre us very easily. About it. Solkanar. Okay. And what? Gonna go attacking. Sure. We'll take it. Down to 13. All right, make some tokens. Is this lethal? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Unless our opponent has 1 mana removal, this should be... Oh my goodness, and Jetmir. Lantern... Oh, we don't have enough creatures. Well, okay. Jetmir. Lantern Flare. Kill the Solkanar. Hit you to 1. Oh, they got a chump. They go to 1. Oh, but then do we just get meat hooked? Does this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Does the Anointed Peacekeeper save us from the Meathook Massacre? Is it enough? Is it enough? Hey, new to Magic in general, does it make sense to use wildcards to build a deck or wait for a new expansion rotation so you don't craft cards that'll be unplayable in Standard? Well, this is the perfect time to build your deck for Standard because we literally just had rotation. So we are the furthest away from a rotation is possible. So this is, I think, the most optimal time. Corpse Appraiser. Okay, opponent's hoping these treasures can carry. Draws something. We've managed to avoid the Meathook. They had double Meathook in hand. And we've managed to avoid it so far. Can we close out the game? Opponent loses it. And scoops it up. It scoops it up. Okay. Well, when we started playing this deck, hey, I'm looking forward to Vegas too, Sushi. Come say hello, play a game. When we started playing this deck, I thought it was gonna be a rough one, but we actually played against multiple Meathook decks, and we were able to play around or through Meathook Massacres. Maybe Naya Tokus is actually good. We finished 4-1, and our one was actually the one where we had the little issue with Arena crashing. So maybe Naya Tokus, like Ginny Faye was really good. Jetmir was a nice finisher. Jaya was super impressive. So on its face, it's like, you can't play tokens against a Meathook Massacre format, but in practice, maybe you kind of can. I don't know. I kind of think that people have... So on one hand, black, the numbers on black are bad. On the other hand, if you think that standard is just bad, I don't know. Give it another try, because even though there's a ton of black, I have found it to be pretty fun. Are you still in just 2 paper commander decks? Well, no, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 3.5, depending on how you count slightly upgraded precon decks. But no, I think I have 3 actual ones. Is Paulo at home good? It was good that game. I think it's a decent sideboard option. Why would he not Massacre for 7? So we had the Anointed Peacekeeper taxing it for 2. So I think they had to pay the 2 tax and then 2 for Meathook. So I think if they dumped all their mana into it, the Jetmir and the Peacekeeper would have been left behind and would have been lethal. So I think that was saving us. Have you tried Curse of Silence? I have not tried Curse of Silence. Miram or Merkel? Oh boy. That's are you gonna have Miram done by Vegas? So I've got to play a little bit of Merkel lately, and it's really fun, but I don't know how often I'd want to play it, because I ended up feeling kind of bad when I would take really big combo turns. Like, once the deck gets going, it can go for quite a while. So I think I might be off the Merkel plan for a paper deck. Miram, on the other hand, at least it kills people. People just gonna die, which I think is an upside. I think that's what you want. Like, I don't really want to go to Vegas and have like 30-minute combo turns while everyone's just watching me like combo off. It's just, that's not what it's about. So I'm leaning towards Miram, or maybe there's so many new commanders that are cool these days that it's, there's always the next thing to build. So maybe it's something from the Warhammer deck. I don't even know, but yeah, I am hoping to have at least one more before Vegas, hopefully, ideally. Have you seen the version of Rocket Robic with Jaxus and Ellis Elcor? I don't think so. I played against one person who was playing like no, I haven't. I saw someone that had Ellis Core, Rocket Robic, and like a bunch of random legendary humans. That was kind of cool, but no, there was no Jaxus, I don't think. Yeah, we looked at most of the new cards. Nia Doug, they seem sweet. There's some definitely some cool ones. All right, this is Domain Aggro. This is a Rith deck. We've been talking about Rith. Is Rith good? Can it be good? I don't even know. The other reason I'm intrigued by this deck is we've played kind of like controlling domain decks, getting to the Sphinx, playing the like 7-drop sorcery thing that makes a bunch of 3/3s. We've played decks like that. What we haven't tried is just full-on aggro domain, and this is about as aggro as a domain deck can get. You got Rada's Firebrand, can get super big if you got domain. You got Nishiba Brawler, a 2-mana 5/3 if you got domain. So basically, Gaia's Might can be +5/+5 for 1 mana if you got domain. So really, we're trying to play these aggro domain things and smash people to death. And if that doesn't work, we got Riss, and we got a Fleetfoot Dancer at the top end of the curve. In the sideboard, We're split it between colors. We got ways to protect our creatures. We got some discard. We got Archangel Wrath. So let's try it. I have no idea. This is the infamous small Japanese tournament deck. No idea if it's actually going to be successful at all, but it's intriguing. I think this is an intriguing take on Domain. Yeah, the synergy between Jaxus and Rocket Robic is pretty cool. I like the synergy of it. I wish they were. I mean, I guess you can blitz Jaxus, which is nice. It's a little bit awkward that they're both your big pieces are 4 mana. That's kind of like the awkward part of it. It's hard to curve them into each other, but the blitzing of Jaxus can help with that. Yeah, Archangel Wrath I think is still pretty underrated as far as how much play it's seeing. Well, let's get aggro. We're playing Domain and we have zero land types. Got him. Broke it. 0 land types, and we can cast most of our hand. I heard you talking about mono in the podcast. Did you ever try it out? Yeah, last stream we played. Last stream we played some mono white. Well, I guess we were out Iconoclast. We can't haste it, but it gets the counter at least. Oh my god, so much damage. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, we did get to play it a little bit. Hey, thank you, SD Vibes. It is the pride of my face. I would like to play something with Soul of Windgrace. How good is Jund now? I got stopped by Soul of Windgrace Jund today, actually. Before the stream when I was messing around. It looked really, here's the list. I think I actually have the list. That was one of our backup decks. I don't know if we're gonna get to it, but I would play something along these lines. I don't know the exact list that beat me on Arena, but it looked something like this. And it was very impressive. It was like, get the fetch land in the graveyard, play Soul of Windgrace, get it back the next turn, get it back the next turn. Next thing you know, the opponent has like 10 lands and they're just like hard casting Titan of Industries and going off with Shigekis. So I think Jund, like, the upside of Jund is it's a black base deck, and you can do literally anything that you want to in this standard format if you go off of the black shell. The black shell is just so powerful. So maybe, what do you think about thinking of the power of black as a good thing? Is there any way we can think of it like Legacy? What if we try to think of it like Legacy? Legacy, every deck is a blue deck. That's a slight exaggeration, but basically every deck is a blue deck. And to compete in Legacy, you gotta have Force of Will, you gotta have Brainstorm for the most part. Those are kind of like the foundational cards of the format. But you can do a lot outside of that, Shell. You can play some pretty janky finishers and janky pieces and janky mid-range plans if you're playing like with that shell backing you up. What if we thought a standard is that? Instead of thinking of it as like, okay, it's not diverse enough, what if we think of it as like, if you're willing to play, you know, these, whatever, 15, 20 black cards, you can play whatever jank you want and you probably have success with it. You can be a Windgrace Jund deck. You can be a Rafine Esper deck. You can be mono black and play a bunch of 1-drops if you want to. You can be full on 5-color if you want to. Yeah, Shieldred's gonna be an issue price-wise, I think, on Moto. One thing that's happened a lot on Moto recently is... Oh, boy. All right, something... Let's try that. One thing that's happened on Moto is cards that see play in older formats really shoot up in price, and it's so funny. Shieldred, everyone was hyped about Kalitas coming to... Oh, we got our land types this game. Everyone was so hyped about Kalitas coming to Arena. Like, that was the big card in the last anthology, like, a month ago. That was a big card. That was the... Ooh, maybe we should play this for a Spell Pierce. But that was a big card that everyone was hyped about. And now it basically doesn't see play. It essentially does not see play because Shieldred has just replaced it. It's just straight up replaced it. Yeah, good Spell Pierce. That's a very good Spell Pierce. Boom. This could be the greatest rabbit battery of all time. Play it, pump it a couple times. Now play Rafine's Tower. Yeah, I guess we don't have enough ways to pump it. Do we play Firebrand? Yeah, let's play Firebrand. Player Fiend's Tower. Pass the turn. Yeah, I haven't looked too much at the Moto prices. I gotta look at the Moto prices for this set. So Shieldred, oh boy. Yeah, Shieldred's up to 65. So yeah, I mean, that's something to keep in mind though. Like, I think if you're good at knowing what's gonna see play in Pioneer or Modern, I think there's actually money to be made on Moto these days. Well, play the Forest. Get rid of Shieldred. Go to combat. Hit ya. Pump it. Well, this is actually very optimal, but we're going to play the Rabbit Battery now. We should have played it earlier and got in with it. I was thinking we were not going to play it because of Meathook Massacre, but then I decided we should play it because of Liliana. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay. About it. Oh, they have the cut down. They were going to be dead. Brutal Cathar. Get rid of the Trespasser. Discard the land. Hit you for 1. Yeah, we're going to be able to deal so much damage with these 2 Gaia's Mites, like an Infect deck. But I think there's actually money to be made on Moto. Like, if you can predict, like, these cards were, Leyline Binding was at everyone's top of the list. This card was like 3, well, I guess not $3, 13 ticks. And it shot up to 28. So it more than doubled in price. So if you have a lot of confidence and you pick up those cards around release day, you can probably actually like pay for a decent chunk of your Moto experience with funding it with those sticks. Holdini, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big thank you. Yeah, Shieldred's been seeing more and more play out. Wow, they're going with a greedy tick up. More and more play outside of Standard. I think our opponents, they don't know that they're dead. They don't feel like they're dead, but they are actually dead, I think. Unless they have some 1-mana removal. Pump it. Kill ya. Got him. Oh, got him. Well, I wasn't suggesting you should gamble on cards. More like, so here's what happens on Magic Online. On Magic Online, what usually happens is the first few days when the set's being opened up, tons of people draft the set. That's like the peak time for drafting. So a lot of people, you can't get the cards needed for Constructed, just like Arena, honestly. So you're like, oh, I might as well do some drafts. So peak drafting is like the first week of the set. And a lot of people are degenerate drafters. So they sell the cards that they open to keep doing the next draft. So the cheapest time to pick up those cards is pretty consistently, for cards that end up being staples in like Modern or Pioneer, is pretty consistently right after the set releases, like a few hours to a few days after the set releases. So this isn't super relevant if you're using rental programs, because you can just borrow whatever you need. But if you're someone who buys your own cards, I think there's upside to being like, oh, I think this card's going to be really good in Modern. I should get my playset early rather than waiting. Worst case, you get the playset of the card you need. Best case, the card goes up a bunch in price and you kind of make out that way. That is true. This is not financial advice. This is Moto advice. There's a big difference. Wait till you find out about the actual stock market. Oh, the actual stock market. That just goes down though, right? Isn't that how the stock market works? It just randomly goes up for no reason and then crashes. Well, Thran Portal. We're going to have all of our land types. I guess we play this on red. Playing on red. Run out the Firebrand. Ship the turn. Coopers, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup over here. Thank you. Yeah, you don't want my stock advice. Buy Hasbro. They're a company. I know them. I know that they make a ridiculous amount of money because we are all dumb enough to give it to them no matter what. So that's, if you want my actual stock market advice, and I don't even know if that's real good advice. Is Hasbro actually a good stock down? If they're not a good stock down, what's the matter with them? Because I know that the one thing I do know is that they're always talking about how their profits are going up year after year after year. Because of us, essentially, because of all of us Magic players. Yeah, let's pump it. Pump it. Smack ya. Down to 15. Rada's Firebrand has felt pretty good, and now we got Spell Pierce up. Next turn we can kick the Iconoclast. Down 19% over the past 5 years. How does Hasbro's stock price keep dropping? So is that just because the rest of Hasbro is so bad? Like, because Magic, they talk about, is like doubled in the last 5 years, and it's like a big part of their business. So is it just like the rest of Hasbro is sinking so much that even though Magic keeps making more and more money, they're still losing in the end? Jeez. I mean, I guess that's true. No one wants pooping unicorn dolls. Seems like a pretty niche market, I would say. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense why there's so many Magic products then. Like, I mean, we've kind of talked about that a little bit in the past, that if Hasbro is not doing well, it makes sense why there's a lot of pressure to have more and more and more Magic products, to essentially pay for everything else and keep the company profitable. Well, let's pump and smack ya. Down to 10. Play the Saga. Jetmir's Garden. So maybe that's why we get all these secret layers. I mean, that was kind of what the Finkel Atla Fox thing was about, right? Essentially, like, if you actually read into what they said about it, was basically like the rest of Hasbro is failing, so we should split off Magic as its own thing. It didn't work out, but that was essentially I think the foundation of their argument, it seemed like. I'll play the Brawler. Pump the Firebrand. Do we actually go for the win here? Oh, do we go for the win? Do we go for the win? Do we just run it out? Oh, I mean, the Gaia's Might's lethal if it hits. Yeah. Go for it. Oh! Woo! Wow. Rada's Firebrand living up to its name. This deck is smacking people. Wow. This seems like a hard standard to play aggro in, but this deck looks like such. Look at the cards in this deck. A random Angel Fire Ignition, some Risk for some reason, couple of these. It looks very bindery. It's just like Sprouting Goblin. It's just like all over the place. But all of a sudden, it's just like, it just kills people. It just runs people over. What are the point of those 4 and 5 drops? It's a good question. This is an infamous small Japanese tournament deck. I don't know. Apparently, there's someone else that was interested in seeing if Rith was good. I'm really not sure. It almost seems like with how aggressive this deck has been, I wonder if it'd be better just to focus on on the aggro aspects of the deck even more. Like maybe like play more Iconoclast or something, more Archangel Harass. Like maybe you can just focus on being as aggressive as possible. Rith is there for the, it's a flavor edition. Do you think that Gaia's Might could be playable in fact? The problem is essentially that you have really strong pump spells already that don't require you to play a 5-color mana base. Once you get back to Modern, there's just a lot of pump spells that pump plus protect and so forth. So, yes, its effect could be okay. Would be good in an infect deck, but it's mostly just, I think, more or less outclassed in Modern and not worth the cost of going into multiple... full 5 colors. Have I tried Mardu Angels yet? I haven't. I haven't tried it or seen it, although it does sound sweet. I guess we gotta run out this Brawler here. Get a counter. Big enough that it can't get cut down, which is good. Can get Liliana, which is awkward, but if they take down Liliana, we get to get it with the etchings. I do think Mardu Angels could be sweet. It's on my list. We still got Giada. Wow, just a underdog? Okay. I mean, this Brawler's about to get big. Now, flip the Saga. So we have green, red, blue, black. Yeah, play the Sanders Lounge. Hit you for 7. About it. Brawler seems good too. Wow, gonna block it? Chump it? Maybe this is just actually a good deck. Yeah, we could try... We could try Rada. I wonder if Rada could be good. Small Japanese tournament decks have a long and storied history on the MTG Goldfish YouTube. Oh, we gotta kick it to get the... Yeah. Wait, are we gonna have all green? Red, blue, black, white. I mean, we're gonna have all of our land types. Yeah, let's just do some sprouting, I guess. No kicker. Pass the turn. I mean, I think this Brawler's just lethal. Somehow, if we get to untap with it. All right, there's the cut down. All right, no Liliana, no Liliana. What do you think about adding Stimulus Package and Devilish Valet to the Naya shell you ran earlier? Ooh. All right, now we get to play the fun game of, does our opponent block? Does our opponent choose to block, or do they choose to die? We're about to find out. Opponent, what do we choose? Are you really gonna play around double Gaia's Might? Ah! You should have played around double Gaia's Might. Oh, opponent, bad choice, buddy. Well, they chose death. We gave him a choice. I mean, you can't blame the opponent for that. There's no way you can actually really play around double Gaia's Might, but they were at 15 too, and we're attacking with a 2-drop, and they're just dead. Oh. Wow, Gaia's Might, sweet. Agent, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, adding the Devilish Valet combo to the Naya deck could be good. I wouldn't have blocked it either. There's no way you can. There's just like, it's just unfortunate. It's one of those things where you're like, could it happen? Yes, but the odds are so low that you can't actually make that block, and we happen to have it that time. Oh, Domain and Explorer. Ooh, yeah, more Explorers coming. More Explorers. I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but we're getting to the point in. Ooh, yeah, I don't think we keep that. We're getting to the point in new Standard life where where we're starting to branch out a little bit into other formats. So we're gonna have some Explorer coming. We're gonna have we've been working on some modern stuff, so we'll probably still play a lot of Standard on stream for the next couple weeks, but definitely expect to see more other formats starting to show up on the YouTube in the next week or so. Foot Nibble, welcome to the Fishbowl. And we can do some Explorer on stream. Although Explorer, I haven't really played Explorer. I've played one Explorer deck since DMU came out, but I guess the top of the meta is pretty heavily dominated by I'll hit you. Well, all right, might as well. I mean, we get to kill it and exile it and hit you to 11. That's pretty good, guys. Maybe Guy's Bite's just good. What do you think about Valve Sleeper? I think it might just be a bad card. I haven't been super impressed with it. I don't know if I'd say it's a bad card, but I don't know if it's a great card. I was recently thinking that if the next Commander Legends product was just 4 decks that were high quality as the Warhammer ones, I wouldn't be mad. You would be, would you be interested in that kind of set? Yes, 1,000,000%. That's what I want. That's what I want. Make them better. Make them like the Warhammer decks. Make them that quality. Give us a bunch of new art. Do all that stuff. You can take and sell them for a little bit more if you have to. And you can do the collector's edition. Make collector's edition versions of them that you sell for a ridiculous price. All of that is fine. But I would much rather have half the number of commander decks, or even a quarter of the number of commander decks that we get today, but have them be Warhammer quality with the art and the aesthetic and the card design quality, then have a commander deck every month like we're getting now on average, or maybe even more than that, and have them just be kind of, honestly, we get so many products that some of them feel a little bit fillery now. Maybe, I don't know if that's fair or not, but that's kind of how it feels to me sometimes, that there's so many products, and this isn't a knock on Wizards. Like, you can't make 5 times as much product as you were before and put as much effort into every product. That's just not possible. That's not how time works. That's like, if I was going to take and make twice as many videos on YouTube, the quality would go down. It would have to go down because there's only so many hours in the day. So it just literally would not be possible for me to make twice as much content as I do and have the quality remain as high as it is today. That would not be something that could happen. And I think that Wizards is kind of experiencing that as well. You can't make twice as many commander decks and sell them all be as high quality unless you're going to hire, a bunch more people to do it, which we haven't heard evidence of that. So, oh, Twinferno is sweet. Twinferno is super sweet. Do we punt? Do they kill this? Is a Valve Sleeper good now? Oh, they do kill it. Huh. All right, that was a little awkward. Well, I mean, I think that was still worth it. We still got in a bunch of damage, but yeah, yeah, they would have traded with the Iconoclast. Well, come on, Gaia's blessing. Gaia's blessing, the solution to all of our problems. That's not a Gaia's blessing. Well, Leyline Binding. Get rid of the sleeper. Opponent Cruise. How do we do this? We don't really want to tech into that. Well, Thran Portal on whatever. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think we're just going to cycle the tower. So we're going to pass. We're going to cycle the tower. And then next turn we can also draw with Sprouting Goblin. If we have to. Alright, opponent goes to 5. They do kill our... yeah, my Iconoclast. Opponent land. Graveyard Trespasser. Gaya's Blessing. I know, this does feel like a draft deck to some extent, doesn't it? Cycle the Tower. Ouch. Down to 15. Even more lands. Brawler. Brawler's fine. Play the Brawler. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to start drawing cards, though. I feel like we need to win faster. I feel like if we get to this point, it's kind of awkward. Or guys might. Could we have the burn spell? Not fiery justice. Oh, what's the domain burn spell? I'm blanking on the name at the moment. Bona goes staying aggro. Goes attacking. That would probably be overpowered, right? You don't think the Goblin's good enough? It's not that aggressive. It does help us get the land types, but it is not super aggressive, that's for sure. Down to 11. Oh, so many Graveyard Trespassers. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's a lot of Graveyard Trespassers. Cycle the Triumph. Oh. Is that enough? 7 power. Oh. Well. So if we Angel Fire Ignition, opponent does get to block their way out of it. There's no Weather Seed Treaty. This deck list is so weird. What do we do? What do we do? Sack the land. Guy's Blessing. Guy's Might. Guy is something. Oh, another Thran Portal. I mean, I guess we have to do it. The awkward part is they just get to exile it with a Graveyard Trespasser, so this isn't lethal. So go to combat. We do get to gain a bunch of life, which is nice. And they are +1/+1 counters, which is also nice. They do have to block. They only technically have to block with 1. If we had attacked with the Goblin, they would have had to block with 2, although one of them could have blocked the Goblin. All right, opponent down to 2. Thran Portal on red. Well, it all comes down to this. Opponent attacks. They kind of need to attack to get rid of the Angel Fire Ignition. Drawing for removal. Do they hit it? They can Infernal Grasp, though. Another Bank Buster. Sure. And a land. Okay. Got him? Did we get him? Are we brawling him? Yeah, they do have... It is a painful attack for them, but they got to do it. Do we block is the real question. I mean, I guess if they attack, then they're dead on the backswing to the trample. Wow, desperation draw. Game. Yeah, if they don't attack, they also die. So I guess that means we just got him. Firebrand. Well, okay. Play the land. Red, whatever. Rada's Firebrand. Angel Fire Ignition it. And that should definitely do it. Attack with everything. Yes. Yes, it gets countered, but you still die. Opponent blocks. And dice. Wow, this weird domain deck's kind of working. What is domain aggro? Domain aggro is this pile we are currently playing. It's basically built around Rada's Firebrand, Nishibo Brawler. Rather than trying to get up to like the big Sphinx and so forth, we're trying to play the Gaia's Might has probably been our best card. Essentially just playing really aggressive domain stuff. There's some weird choices like Sprouting Goblin. Not 100% sold on the Sprouting Goblin. Would that be better as another efficient threat? The top end threats, like, we haven't even seen a Rith yet. I'm intrigued by the idea that Rith is in our deck, but it reminds me of Zoo. Hey man, I love your content. Have you messed around with Rotted Robic and Luxor duping Planeswalkers? It's great with Kaya Geist Hunter. Oh, I haven't really went that way with Rotted Robic yet. Oh, that sounds super sweet. Yeah, we could probably improve this deck, I think. I bet we can make some improvements around the edges. Although, honestly, we haven't lost with it yet. Yeah, one of the problems with Domain is that you need a ton of rare lands. Because the gimmick is kind of like you need all the land types. So I think if you look at this deck, it's altogether 38 rares and mythics, but mana base is 5, 9, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. Like more than half of that is just you're playing 20 rares in the mana base, which is a really, really big number. Because if you look at the actual threats, like uncommon, common, uncommon, there's a decent Gaia's Might's a common. There's a decent amount of commons and uncommons as actual threats. Am I related to Jeff Who? Oh no, I am not. Why would you ask that? Do I seem like I'm related to Jeff Hooglin? If I was related to Jeff, he would be banned by now. Barfax. You would be banned for asking me if I was related to Jeff. That's how you know I'm not related to Jeff. Although honestly, I do like Jeff. I've been blocked by Jeff forever, but I still do like him. About it. Do we want to discard a card to get rid of the Graveyard Trespasser? So if we attack and pump, yeah, we probably just want to get rid of it. So play the Forest. But then they're going to crew, which isn't great. Yeah, well, whatever. All right, Brutal Cathar. Run it out. Get rid of the Graveyard Trespasser. The Ward of discard is so good. You can only pick one. What's your favorite card out of 40k so far? Favorite card out of 40k. Only picking one is tough. Stop playing Graveyard Trespasser's opponent, please. Please. Probably the 4-drop thing that turns all your creatures into artifacts. I think that's just a really interesting card. The commander that I think the Demon Commander is really cool. The Demon Commander seems just so strong. So I also like the idea of the Demon Commander. But yeah, I think overall, I really like the look of that set. The challenge is playing around Meathook Massacre. No. These Graveyard Trespassers are so obnoxious. Yeah, I guess we pass and flip our Brutal Cathar. Which means we're not if this was like anything else, we'd be in really sweet shape, but the Graveyard Trespasser is so annoying to get through. Yeah, I think just passing's the best bet. What's your favorite card from the 40k deck so far? They banned me on Jeff's stream because he suggested the wrong cut in a draft. I mean, to each their own. Everyone's gotta run their stream in their own way. But Jeff, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can count the number of times we banned someone. Like, I can't remember. Like, I remember one time in specific where there were like people come in actively trolling and were just like saying all kinds of like horrible offensive things, intentionally trying to get banned and got banned. But like, it's been years since anyone's got banned. Jeff runs his stream the very, very opposite way. He has a very different technique for streaming, I think, compared to how I think about streaming. All right, we gotta get rid of this Graveyard Trespasser again. Did I miss someone getting banned? Oh no, just like Jeff Hoogland came up and someone mentioned that they got banned in Jeff's stream because Jeff bans people times people out very aggressively, and I'm kind of the opposite. And I mean, part of that's because y'all are so awesome. Like, that's the other thing. Like, people don't get timed out or get banned because people don't need to. Essentially, like, there's been very, very few times when there's been the need to do anything like that. It's very rare because y'all have a do a very good job. When you hear people talk about Twitch, you always hear these like nightmare stories of this Twitch chat and that chat, and I'm sure there's like tons of reasons for it, and I know that it is way worse in different places, but I've always been very proud of our Twitch chat because of how chill it tends to be in general. So shout out to all of you about it. Passes. Well, get in and hit you with the brute. Phone's gonna start drawing some cards. We're not getting much traction this game. No velocity. Infernal Grasp. Down to 14. Sure. The Graveyard Glutton returns. Yeah, not feeling good about this one. I think we end up losing this one. Opponent gains a bunch of life. Maybe we need a Rift. Maybe that's what we're missing. Opponents went like full on control plan here, which is surprising. I would not have went that direction, I don't think. Well, Brutal Cathar. Unfortunately on the wrong side. Leyline Binding. Get rid of a Bank Buster. Oh, and our opponent gets to draw cards. Yeah, I think we gotta win faster. I don't think we can win the late game against Mono Black. Like, our opponent's to the draw all the cards. The draw all the cards, Invoke Despair stage of the game. And I think once we get to this point where they're casting Invoke Despairs, there's very little chance of us being able to keep up with what our deck's doing. What's the best way to get wild cards? Drafting or buying packs? Yeah. I believe that for wild cards in specific, so correct me if I'm wrong, because some of you might know more about wild cards and drafting. I don't think you get wild cards from drafting, right? Like, your packs that you get in draft definitely don't give you wild cards. Do you get wild card progress? Like, does your wild card wheel fill from your draft packs? I think that drafting overall is the best way to get cards. But if you're trying to get specifically wild cards, yeah, the vault's pretty inconsequential, I think, in the grand scheme of things. So I think if you're only interested in wild cards, you got to get packs. Your prize packs would help. Yeah, that's true. So if you do well in drafting, get prize packs and open those would go towards wild cards. So I would say if all you care about is wild cards, I would probably just open packs. If what you care about is just building a collection, then then I think that drafting is definitely the way to go. Drafting is gonna benefit more in the long run. This deck is so... I can't believe this deck's been winning so far because this deck's so weird. It's just such a pile. We don't really have any card advantage. Draft can also net gems, which can get packs if you do well enough. Yeah, that is true. Although you have to do pretty well, right? I think the actual point of coming out ahead in gems is what, 6 wins? Okay, Seth, I gotta... All right, Saga on turn 2 is still something. That's still something. The Ender's Lounge, go. I gotta tell you, I changed up that Is It Wizard deck based on your feedback. 2 seconds on Scryfall, and I actually feel like the deck has legs. Hey, awesome, OKC. I'm glad it's working out. Yeah, I think the extra 1-drop should... Well, there's the Rift. This is Risk Chance. I think the extra 1-drop should go a pretty long way. Yeah, let's kick it. Get a Sprouting Goblin. So we have what? Everything? Blue, red, black, green, red, white. So I guess we can take an untap land. Oh my god. Green, red, white, white, red. All right, take a forest. Go. Never use gems to enter draft. Always seek to turn gold into gems. Yeah, I think that's the most efficient way. Well, flip the Saga. Play the land. Fleetfoot Dancer. Go attacking. Wow, they're going to cash it in. They're going to cash it in. Sure. Bank Buster down. We gain some life. I wish they would stop drawing these trespassers because they're so annoying to kill. They really are. Boy, I'm so glad that leaked fake children wasn't real. Discard 2. Oh my goodness. Would have been, wow, staying aggro, eh? Would have been pretty much unbeatable. All right, no blocks. We'll take it. I'm curious if you've seen any builds around Treasure Hunt. I posted in the Discord, but was curious if you'd seen anything. Builds around treasure. Oh my goodness, I just keep drawing every Graveyard Trespasser. Every one. Well, alright. Leyline Binding. Get rid of the Graveyard Trespasser. Discard a Leyline Binding. Go attacking. Hit ya. Pass the turn. I mean, we've played like zombie hunt style decks before, but I haven't seen treasure hunt floating around recently. I've only ever seen, yeah, I don't know if Frith is actually, I mean, we're 1 mana away, and a 4/4 flyer ward 2, or 5/5 flyer ward 2, even that just seems kind of good at the moment, but, well, Spell Pierce that. If we draw a land, we'll just slam it. Opponent plays a swamp, passes. Are we attacking? We draw a tap land. Yeah, I don't know about this Rith. Imagine if this was something we could cast. We'd be in such better shape. I'll go to combat. Hit ya. Opponent going to trade. Well, play the tower past the turn. Might be risk time. Oh boy, opponent peels the land. Oh my! This is the second game in a row that our opponent's drawn triple Graveyard Trespasser. two games in a row, triple Graveyard Trespasser. Jeez. Wow, what a weird running. Tenacious Underdog. Opponent passes. Well, play the Rith, see what happens. Pass the turn. About it. I don't know how we ever excess damage anything. Yeah, I think Rith is just bad in this deck. There's got to be something better than... Rith feels so bad. Trespasser is busted. So is, I mean, the reason deck is the black decks are so good is this combination of cards. Like, Tenacious Underdog is incredibly strong. Graveyard Trespasser is incredibly strong. Are they trying to set up a Liliana kill? All right, no blocks. We'll take it. Like, Trespasser, Tenacious Underdog, Liliana Sorin, Meathook Massacre. That's just a list of many of the best cards in our current standard format. These underdogs, or these trespassers rather, are just gonna beat us. Yeah, but if we block, then they just get to kill the Rith with Liliana, which is pretty bad. Well, Rabbit Battery. This is such a bad position. Yeah, Rith is disappointing me. I think, like, as soon as this game ends, I think we're taking Rith out of this deck. It feels so incredibly bad. By the way, Seth, did you know that Guardian Dominaria can make itself indestructible? About 5 opponents so far didn't and tried to kill it with Infernal Grasp. Yeah, that's a big upside. That's part of what makes it a pretty reasonable 2-drop. How about it? This is just such a tough position. If we don't block, we're gonna die. If we do block, it turns on Meathook Massacre. It's a bad position. How about it? I mean, also, like, they did draw a triple Graveyard Trespasser twice in a row, so, and that is against removal. It's just so good. Like, it's a guaranteed 2-for-1 unless you have Meathook Massacre, which is why everyone has to play Meathook Massacre. Like, that's the other thing is, like, the black cards kind of make you play the black cards to fight the black cards, which is how everyone ends up being, like, black splash decks, essentially. Is because the easiest way to stop, like, Graveyard Trespasser is you just sweep it away with a Meathook Massacre. Or the easiest way to not die to a Meatball Massacre is to have your own Meathook Massacre, so then your opponent's Meathook Massacres. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about. All right, so we're going to call ourselves, I think, dead here, and we're going to find something to replace Rith with and try and one more match with. Let's do that. Rith feels so... The deck feels good, but Rith, I think, is just... Oh, it's unplayable in this deck. We talked about it before. We've talked about it many times with Rith. If Rith is going to have any chance, you need to be able to get the dragon with it. And look at this deck list. I mean, there's like... Oh, this is the wrong deck list. Well, look at this Naya token deck list that doesn't have Rith in it. Look at this deck list. How are you ever going to... How are you ever going to get the dragon? I don't see it. I don't see any realistic way of ever getting the dragon token. And without the dragon token, Rith is just a stone unplayable. So what can we play in its place? I mean, I don't know about the goblin hasn't, like, completely made me want to stop playing it. Gaia's Might feels like our best card, and we probably should just have 4 copies of it. Like, most of our wins come from just throwing Gaia's Mights at people's faces. Is there anything with actual domain that's worth it? 5 mana 4/4 becomes tapped. Oh, that's way too slow. Rada, when it becomes tapped, another creature gets plus. The problem with Rada, I think, is... Yeah, I don't think Rada's really strong enough. It doesn't do anything until it attacks. If you had a way to, like, tap and untap it without attacking, maybe it could be in the conversation. What about this thing? 1 less to cast for each basic land type. So it costs 8. 3 mana 4/6 vanilla. Domain Spider. Oh, I might not have. Let's see. I only opened Mythic packs this time because I have so many rare wild cards at the moment. Llanowar Green Widow. So 3 mana 4/3 reach trample. And then you return to play if you have all the land types for 3. That's not bad. The Sphinx might be the way to go. I mean, Sunbathing Rootwalla. So it's a 2 mana 2/2, or you pay 4 and it can become a up to a 7/7. 4 is a lot though. 4 is a big number for pumping. I think the pump's a little. Rootwalla is like the common draft version of Radha's Firebrand. I think the pay 4 to pump is just a bit much. Could play Witherseed Treaty. The Spider feels fine. Fleetfoot Dancer. I do think we want to embrace we could play more Iconoclast. Iconoclasts felt okay. Like the trample works well with the Saga. I do think we just want to stay aggro. Haste. What about haste? What's the best if we just want to keep like smashing and smashing? What's the best haste threat that we can be? Oh. For some reason, Arena always defaults to Alchemy. So what's the best like haste threat we could be playing? Shivan Devastator. How many lands do we have? 25. 25 is not a bad number, although we do sack them sometimes. What about Creepy Puppeteer? When it attacks with exactly one other creature, you may have its base power toughness become 4/3. So this attacks. Oh, that's actually pretty cute with Brawler, isn't it? Because the Brawler is going to get become 4 power and then also. Oh no, that's not going to work that way. It's not getting plus. Yeah, that actually wouldn't work. Never mind. Not as cute as I thought. Sarah Paragon. I could see Sarah Paragon at least as a good sideboard option. What about just the Archangel Araths? We can kick it. We can double kick it. Like, maybe we try to chip in damage and then Archangel Arath to just burn the opponent out. That could be sweet. Thundering Raju. Although we don't have a lot of counter synergies, but that's another good hasty threat. I don't know what. Umwalodity. None of this stuff actually is domaining. Helena Elena could be good. Could play more Angel Fire Ignitions. Could play more Fleetfoot Dancers. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this slot. I mean, it's one slot. I think the big deal is that we had to get rid of the Rith. We just definitely had to get rid of the Rith. Here's the Naya token list, because Rith just did not feel good at all. Yeah, the Domain Spider's fine, although we already kind of get a little wrecked by... I don't think Odric. Poor Odric. Odric got done wrong like Karn, I think. Went from being a pretty popular character to being, wow, just the worst version of himself. Yeah, alright, let's try it. We haven't really played Shivan Devastator, and that was a card I was high on. Let's try it. Craft our last Gaia's Might. Boom. I mean, Shivan's Devastator does seem... I still think that card's got to be good eventually. Everyone's just like so focused on black decks right now, but I think stuff's going to change. The meta's going to change. We're going to get there. There's going to be a shift. So chat, are you going to watch the Alchemy tournament? I'm curious. On one hand, we just got new stuff, and I'm very curious to see the competitive professional take on it. New rotation tournaments are like the best tournaments of the year. On the other hand, they're doing Alchemy for some reason. Yeah, so not this weekend, but the following weekend is the Arena Championship 1, which is like our first returning Pro Tour. You know, they're bringing back the Pro Tours, and there's going to be paper ones, and there's Arena ones. This is like the first Pro Tour under the new system. But for some reason that I will never understand, they decided to go with Alchemy as the format of our first Pro Tour instead of Standard. I also wanted to see Standard. Yeah, I'm a smidge a lot disappointed. I wish I knew how Wizards made those decisions. How do they make those decisions? How do they decide, like, new format, let's do Alchemy? The scheduling of that stuff, it blows my mind. Wow, opponents going aggro, period. Beast Caller. Well, I guess it's brawler time. Do some brawl in. See what big busted thing our opponent plays here. Opponent's got a lot of mana. There's some powerful 5 and 6 drops. If they have like the power doubling enchantment or something. About it. Land. Mono green has just like not been a deck in this standard. Ooh, okay. Defiler Vigor. Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, I guess that's game. Well, it's cute to see mono green win once in a while. Yeah, I mean, there's... All right, let's take these spell pierces out. When are you trying mono green? I mean, look at that game. I don't think mono green... I mean, I do want to try it sometime just to see. But the early results have not been encouraging for mono green, unfortunately. Oh, boy. I feel like there's something here with this deck. I don't know if this build is exactly it, but I do feel like there's something with this domain aggro strategy that could be pretty good. I don't know. I don't understand, like, why is there rabbit batteries? Why is anything? Like, many of the choices are kind of mind-blowingly weird. Yeah, big stuff kicking around the Meathook. And I mean, Defiler of Vigor. The question is just, can you get your stuff to stay on the battlefield? I think that's a big question. I think that was a pretty good one for our opponent. We didn't really have any resistance. So they just got to be like, ramp, Defiler Vigor. We can't kill anything. So, oh, okay, our stuff's huge and we're crushing you. I think green struggles with the interaction. Hey, see you, Tuka. Have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday. Any other big domain payoff? So there's a bunch of like controlling domain payoffs, or really expensive domain payoffs. Herd Migration, 7 mana, makes a bunch of 3/3s. The Sphinx might be the way to go. Like the Sphinx might be the Rith replacement. It is double blue, but it is like a factor fiction on a stick, essentially. About it. Well, in that case, actually, yeah, we got to play this, right? So we have Naya colors. I guess we play this on black or blue? Let's go black. Run out the Firebrand, pass the turn. Well, we got the Gaia's Might. Gaia's Might's been our secret all-star. According to Wizards, Explorer's the least played format, including Alchemy, but they're not going to stop supporting any format. Question, do we vote the bird or the bear? Yeah, that's a tough one. Probably. I think we kill the beast. I think the Beast Caller is worth killing. Kill the Beast Caller. Play Jetmir's Garden. Hit you. Because we also have the Brutal Cathar in hand. So we can kill the next thing too. All I would say about the Alchemy numbers is you just saw it. Like, I imported this standard deck and it defaults to Alchemy. New players get their cards and their Alchemy when you do the new player experience. So I would just keep in mind that yes, Alchemy, I'm sure, has some okay numbers overall, but a lot of that is intentional. Wizards has done this with Arena forever. Ever since, like, I remember this from literally back during the beta, where, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh yeah, it was, wow. Okay, that was just a bun. I remember this from back during the beta that Wizards, they used to like put out these numbers like 99.9% of games are played in best of 1. Why, we're getting rid of best of 3 and doing things like that. And it was like, well, sure, but also if you go to your Reddit, there's like constantly posts from people like, how do I play best of 3? I can't find it because it's hidden behind 14 clicks, and best of 1 is like a blinking red light on the homepage, like click here to play Magic. So Wizards tends to do these little like sneaky things with their data where it's like, oh, everyone loves Alchemy. It's like a super heavily played format. I don't know why y'all think it's unpopular. And it's like, I don't know. Like, are you counting in your data that you make every new player who downloads the client play through a bunch of games of Alchemy? Like, are you counting those games as the same as the games we're playing now, or the game someone's playing on a pro tour, or the game someone who's been playing? I don't know. So I assume Wizards is manipulating any data they put out there. When it comes down to it, I'm just like, Wizards is probably being sketchy with their data, because that's what Wizards always does with their data. They're trying to use it to paint the picture that they want to paint. They're a company. Their goal is to make money. And if they make more money by presenting a certain worldview, then that's what they're going to do. So that's my thinking on when it comes to Wizards data. Not that they're lying. It's not that it's lying. It's not that it's untruthful. It's just that it's the thing is about data, and the thing is about numbers, that you really can make it say what you want it to say. Like, if that's what you're trying to do, and you're coming into it from a perspective and a bias, like, you can make the numbers say what you want it to say. And I think that's how I view it. So I don't even know. It's not like a bad thing, I guess. It's just something to be aware of. And it's not even a Wizards thing. Like, it's a company thing. It's like any company is going to probably interact in a similar way if it's beneficial to them, because their goal is to make money. That's their number one goal, not to generate good data about which format is most heavily played or whether Magic players prefer best of 3 or best of 1. The real goal is how much money can we make. It's kind of like a half-truth kind of thing when it comes down to it, where it's like, it's kind of a half-truth kind of thing where I think that like when Wizard says Alchemy is one of the most played formats, I think that that's true if you're looking at it from the perspective of every game that's played on Arena ever, including all the new player experience games. But I also think like it comes across a little bit strange when someone posts on Reddit like, oh, Alchemy, like whatever, doesn't have that many games played, and Wizards comes in and like chides them and is like, no, that's not true. Our data shows that's not true, because you're really talking about two different things. So I think that's the aspect of it that comes off a little bit strange. You were talking about how proud you were of your chat being chill, but it became downright toxic of people that enjoy Alchemy whenever you bring it up. Wait, who's being toxic for Alchemy? I'm confused. Ooh, old Rustin. Yeah, we're playing some, we're trying this domain deck at the moment. Alchemy is the cheapest format. Actually, Alchemy isn't one of the biggest criticisms of Alchemy that it's more expensive, because it's standard, but you have more cards you have to buy. Interesting. I haven't heard the idea that Alchemy was cheaper. I've always heard the kind of the opposite being a criticism of it. I mean, when it comes down to it, like, we generally don't choose to play Alchemy. You shouldn't be shamed if you play Alchemy. If you enjoy, you play Magic however you want to. I think that I don't understand. The thing I don't really understand completely is Wizards. I don't understand why Wizards supports Alchemy as heavily as it does, when it seems like a big portion of the player base isn't interested in it. So that's the part that I end up being a little bit confused by. But no one should be being toxic because you're playing Alchemy. No one should be telling you you're wrong or a bad Magic player or whatever. Like, you should play Magic however you enjoy to play it. And other people should be able to play it how they enjoy to play it. But it does seem like Wizards is treating Alchemy as more important than Standard, as evidenced by the first pro tour after rotation featuring Alchemy instead of Standard. And I think that's probably like incorrect and not what most of the player base wants. And I don't think that's like, I don't think it's being toxic. I think that's just like honestly being truthful that Wizards is trying to push Alchemy as this big format, and it seems like the player base, at least the enfranchised player base, is saying we don't want this, and there's kind of this impasse here. Yeah, I mean, Alchemy benefits Wizards because they can sell more cards, essentially. We actually did pretty good with our token deck against Meathook. Surprisingly effective. Wow, I wish we could cast things. I can't believe we're in this game. I mean, now we're seeing the downside of Domain, which is we are a 5-color deck, and 5 colors makes it tricky when you draw every Rafine's Tower. we've drawn all the same Triome this game, and it is not helping us cast most of our spells. Well, run out the Iconoclast. No kicker, unfortunately. If we could have kicked it, it would have been great. Well, let's see if we can draw a land of another color. Opponent cut down. Untaps 2 cards, flips a Saga, and hey, thank you for the raid, John likes games. Opponent. Hey, what's up, Duchess? Oh no, jeez, I got to oh yeah, we're dead now. There's no coming back from this. What can I explain? What can I explain, Duchess? I want to ask, if you have 2 copies of a blue-white land in my deck, Tranquil Cove, Skybridge Towers... Wait, I want to ask, if you had to add 2 copies of a blue-white land in my deck, Tranquil Cove, Skybridge Towers, or Spara's Headquarters? So I think I would... So straight blue-white. So the green from Spara's Headquarters doesn't do anything. I mean, I still think that would probably be the best one. I think cycling is cheaper than the sack on Skybridge Towers, and I don't think the life from Tranquil Cove. I would rank them still, even without being able to use the green mana from the Triome. I think I would still rank them Triome, sack to draw a card land, into gain land. So I think that would be the order I would put them in. Yeah, I guess if you had domain synergies, that would also matter, and be another vote for the. Be another vote for the Triome. I go 6-1 Standard and then lose 3 in a row. I know your feeling. We're actually in the lose 3 in a row stage of things right now, when we had done a ton of winning earlier in the stream. So I think that's just Magic. It's just the variance of Magic. Bad matchups, bad running. That's just part of the game, essentially. The pithing needle art is disgusting. Oh yeah, that actually is kind of gross, isn't it? I was never really sure what a pithing needle was. I guess I'm still not. What is a pithing needle doing? What does pithing needle do in the real world? Duchess, so I saw your comment. Usually we try to lay off the F words for the most part. I'm curious though, how would someone cheat on Arena? I mean, I know like stalling can be, I guess, kind of along the lines of cheating, but I'm curious what kind of cheating you've experienced, because I have always thought one of the upsides of playing digitally is cheating is minimized. Ghosting a stream, I honestly don't know if that counts as... does that count as cheating? I know I might be in the wrong end of things as far as streamers is concerned, but for some reason, I have a pretty high tolerance for stream sniping. I do think that stream sniping Like, if someone stripes my stream, I honestly, whatever, I don't care. That's a viewer. You're a viewer. Sub, please. And you can stream snipe me all you want. Although, I do think that in, like, if they're doing an arena tournament and you're playing for prizes, then I think that would clearly count as cheating. Now, play the land. Or, like, yeah, stream sniping. I guess you could have someone else play for you. We were trying to figure this out. Have there been any instances of cheating in digital Magic? Because I guess, like, I don't know if you saw Vince's video today about cheating in chess. Have we had any instances like that in Magic, in digital Magic? I know there's tons of instances of cheating in paper Magic. Like, that's very well documented. It has been talked about a ton. Play the land. Pump the Rada. See if we can close it out in time. Go attacking. 5. Yeah, we're just gonna hit you past the turn. Most streamers do not stream when playing live tournaments. Yeah, usually with tournaments there's a delay, I think. You really have to put effort into stream snipe on Arena. Just the odds of facing a certain streamer. Yeah, the odds are not very high. Win trading was a thing, although that was more like cheating the company more than anything, I think. But I think the main loser is taking prizes from wizards that would be undeserved. But yeah, I think that's also been dealt with. There used to be on Magic Online, when you join an event, you probably have seen this in some videos, or definitely seen it on some streams. It probably gets edited out mostly in videos. But like, it used to be on Magic Online, you would load your match, and there would be a clock that would count down, and once you found the match, you'd have 30 seconds to click OK and actually join the match. That was the old system, and that made it pretty easy for people to queue against themselves and do the win trading thing in events that had not very many participants. I think we should have this one, hopefully. Opponent passes. Pump it. Kick it. Kill ya? Well, you just gotta kill him before the Titan of Industry comes down. Didn't even need the Gaia's Might. I mean, I think when it comes to streaming, there is like a weird argument there that, like, if I choose to play Magic Arena and choose to stream it because I think it's beneficial or it's my job or it's fun, then I'm like choosing to put the information out there. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I have like weird mixed feelings when it comes to the ethics of that kind of stream sniping. I definitely think like I said, if it's involving tournaments and prizes, I feel like that's clearly 100% cheating, no doubt about it. But when it comes to something casual like this, where we're like kind of hanging out and having fun, is it cheating if someone comes and watches my stream that I'm publicly broadcasting and actively wanting people to come watch? Like, and then I'm like, well, no, you were cheating because we are playing each other. I don't know. It's like, I've always felt weird about that. So I've mostly just been like, whatever. But I also don't play tournaments. Like, it's not like we're playing tournaments. If I was playing in a pro tour or something like that, that would be different. If I was like trying to win $200,000 in a pro tour and someone was stream sniping, I would probably have a very different feeling than we're just hanging out and having a good time and playing some Magic and, you know, talking about stuff. All those types of questions have been asked in Hearthstone spaces. Doesn't seem cheating is possible in digital space. I'm good. I'm Mythic 3 months in a row. Hey, congratulations, Duchess. I'm good because I'm good, not because I'm spent. Oh, well, getting Mythic with playing budget decks or playing free to play is definitely impressive. Yeah, I mean, is Spell Pierce worth it? What do we want here? We need to be able to Maybe we just pilfer. Maybe pilfer is the way to go. I'm mostly scared of Titan Industry. Titan Industry coming down is a problem. Krem is okay with stream sniping as long as they sub before they leave. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't know. I like people watching my stream. so yeah, give me a sub, say hello, and we're good. We're good. Streaming is like playing with your hand up, but asking your opponent nicely not to look. Is it really cheating if it looks? Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to think of it as cheating. Outside of, like I said, the tournament aspect, then I think it is. Like if prizes are on the line, you can't be doing that. What do you think? How often do you think people play for other people? That would be the other way I could see people really cheating in digital. Is like you have someone else playing your account. You have someone you qualify for something, and then have your friend or whatever partner, who sibling, whatever, play for you, or there's a whole group of people. Like you're doing a pro tour qualifier, and you have a whole group of people that are in the room giving you advice, telling you what to play. I could see that could be a way that cheating could happen. What about your opponent watching your stream? Just hear you say opponent. Is that cheating? No, that's perfectly fine. That's not cheating at all. Who wouldn't want to hear me say opponent? It's a classic. So Brawl, this would be a 4-2. Yeah, let's play that. I mean, we just want to be big enough to not get cut down, basically. Opponent. Yeah, hire Team Channel Fireball to come play your arena qualifier for you. Have them all gather around, tell you the best possible play. We really could use a land here. Well, that is technically a land. Not the best land, but it is a land. I'll go to combat. Do some attacking. Decline. I mean, we will Gaia's Might away this Graveyard Trespasser so quick. This is one way we can actually get around it. Kill it, smack you, rabbit battery. No meatballs. No meatballs today. Hey, thank you, Miss J. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Soul transfer. Okay. Better than a meatball. Better than a meatball massacre. Oh, well, I guess 2 removal spells is we're getting similar to Meathook Massacre at this point. Well, let's kick the goblin. I don't know about the sprouting goblin. I don't know if sprouting goblin is aggressive enough for what we want to do. I like that it gets our land types. But in a matchup like this where we're worried about our opponent getting to just like their big haymakers, is a 3-mana 2/2 even with it getting a land? Is that enough? Is it oh, Liliana, okay. What's Liliana gonna do? Tick down. I will sack. Well, play the land. Play the brawler. Kick the sprouting goblin. Get a... I mean, I guess it can get triomes that we can cycle, which is kind of nice. Yeah, hit our opponent. I think the Liliana is fine for now. We're okay with our opponent discarding stuff and not getting to the finish. About it. Land. Ed. Are you taking up? Oh, pitching. 1, 2. Oh, they hit the Titan Industry. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not super good. Ticks up. I mean, this does mean our opponent needs to top deck. Sprouting Goblin. Goblin Tribal. We're playing. Where's our Runbelt Hordemaster? We're one Runbelt Hordemaster away from perfection here. Get a triumph. Go to combat. Everything at our opponent. Down to 3. Do they draw the untap land? No untap land. Oh, they pitched the Titan Industry? Oh, wow. Okay. Done. Done. We got there. Oh, wow. Well, what do we learn? What do we learn about these decks tonight? We actually did pretty good overall, I would say. So we played Naya tokens. Naya tokens was like oddly impressive. When you hear Naya tokens in the realm of Meathook Massacre, you immediately think, no, that's a bad idea. Please don't do that. However, in practice, Naya tokens was really successful. It actually felt really good. So yeah, that was deck number 1. So Naya tokens, I will say, definitely impressed me. Definitely was sweet. And then the domain deck we gotta keep working on. The domain deck's not all the way there yet. It's got some weird choices, but we got to see the power. Gaia's Might is a legit card. They just kills people out of nowhere, and the support pieces are pretty good as well. So, on that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. Can we see the night token list with the sideboard again? Yes, I can also just send you a link right now. Joda, we actually played Joda. Thank you. I was just going to do reminders anyway. We played Joda on the YouTube, playing some Joda Super Friends. So you can find that on the YouTube. Tomorrow, we got some sweet Mucha Brew action. Not sure what we're... There's a couple of Mucha Brews. I'm trying to decide which one we're doing, but some sweet Mucha Brew action, playing some more new cards. So tons of stuff coming up on the YouTube. Another reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom, rather. If you need some magical cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. If you get a goldfish shaker, just let them know you want one in your order notes. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. You're spectacular. I hope you have an amazing night. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Tuesday to have some more fun. Also, if you're going to be in Rochester for the Just Play Games charity event this weekend, I will see you there on Saturday. Going to be hanging out, having some fun, playing some Commander Sealed. I've never done Commander Sealed before. It is, I think the main event is sold out, so, but they're doing side events and casual play and stuff. So I don't know if you happen to be in Rochester this weekend, stop by and say hello. I should be hanging out through the afternoon at least, having some fun and Just Play Games. So most importantly, thank you to all of you. You're amazing, awesome, spectacular. I love y'all. Have a great time this weekend. I don't care if you're playing Magic, if you're not playing Magic. Love it. Have a great time, and I will talk to you soon.